Okay, so I think we're live. It is, let's see here. It is 1:05 in the morning. It is 9/7/2025, and I'm outside for now. We'll see what happens. Uh it's not raining, so that's the good news. All right. Who's here? We got Paula's here. Hey Paula, how are you? Good to see you. We got Embrace the Darkness is here. Good to see Embrace the Darkness. We got Mino Dino's already in here. We got Boston Christian. It's Boston Christian. Good to see you, Boston. Um, we got Shibby's in here. Where's Shibby? There he is. All right. And then we have who else in here? We got Mino Dino. Is that Charles? If that's Charles, good to see you, Charles. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. It's good to see Boston in here. I haven't seen Boston in forever. A couple of things I want to post or pass along. Southern Gal's in here too. Good to see Southern Gal. So JC Ann is having a fundraising thing, and she was going to send me a link via email. Didn't get that yet, and I'm going to try to promote that once I get that. But JC Ann's got a great channel. Hope she can make it in here so she can post that. It's good to see Southern Gal in here. It's good to see Tracy. Tracy's awesome. Thank you for checking up on me. We had some pretty good thunderstorms roll through here between, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. But they're gone now. It's technically supposed to be raining, but it's not raining. So I'm outside here for now. Boston Christian's here. It's good to see Boston. Gretchen's here somewhere. There's Gretchen right there. Dirty Diana's here. We got Mustang is here. There's Mustang. She's got a channel too. All right. So let me play an intro. I'll be right back. And if Boston, where's Boston? Let me know if you want to ranch Boston. Boston and Christian and I go way back. Boston Christian in here. All right, so let me play an intro. We'll get going. Good to see Dirty Diana in here too. It's always good to see Dirty Diana in here. All right, so let me play an intro, and I'll try to be right back. Where am I? Right here. Okay. Let's see here. All right, I'll be right back. We'll get going with the true crime cases of the. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Be right back. All right, so that's the end of that. Good to see everybody in here. Good to see Luis Cuevas came in. Good to see her. I'm assuming that's a her. Boston Christian's in here. Mustang's in here. Gretchen is in here. I'm assuming Embrace the Darkness is Charles. Good to see Charles in here. Holy shit, Pirates Dave scared me. That's too funny. Um, let's see here. I think that's it for now. That's good. That's good though. Good to see Southern Gal in here. So quick shout out to people who are in here who have the wrenches and stuff. Whoever have all the people who have wrenches in here can post their channels in here or other people's channels. So let me know, Boston Christian, if you want a wrench. You don't have to do anything if you have a wrench. You just if you have Carol's here. Good to see Carol. Always good to see Carol in here. I miss saying hi to Southern Gal True Crime. All right, she's in here somewhere. All right, so what was I gonna do? Tracy too, right there. Tracy's here too. All right. So yeah, we had some power storms. I was sleeping through them, so I didn't see them. So, and they weren't terrible here, I don't think, because I don't know. When I'm sleeping, I can sleep through pretty much anything. So they could have been. Yes, French me thing. Okay. Barbara Hall's here. It's good to see Barbara Hall. Good to see Miss Barbara in here. All right, so we're going to get right to it. I think there's quite a bit going on this week. You want to do the Jaden Spicer thing first? Let's do that first since I'm already got this up here. Hold on. Let me share this here. I say Jordan Spicer. I mean Jaden Spicer. Rain 40 days and 40 nights. That's not good. We need the rain here, but whenever it rains like this here, where you get like a ton of rain in a short period of time, it really doesn't do much. But it's better than nothing, I guess. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get the rain at some point. All right, so let's share this here. I don't think we're going to get storms tonight, but all right, so I guess we'll start with this here. This was done 10 hours ago, if you can believe it. And we're kind of going to go through, actually, let's do this first, since we're here.
First at 11, we had quite a bit of cleanup.
What happened in New England here. This is the time of year we have these cold fronts that come through. I mean, it's been really warm and muggy here for the past couple of days, and it's just a cold front that came through that created all this havoc. So let's see what happened. This is coming out of, I know this is not true crime related, but there was a tornado in Holden, Massachusetts. So they were pretty good. Let's see. This is coming out of Boston News 10.
Up ahead for some people in our state after a strong storm system made itself right at home. You can see this road in Worcester. Became a swimming pool at one point, completely inundated with rain. And then you just saw a split tree out in Paxton, nearly a perfect cut, possibly as a result of that reported tornado that touched down there. And as we bring you a live look outside over the city of Boston, out towards the seaport, you can see things are a lot calmer here in the Bay State now. That system moving out of our area, creating a beautiful evening there. Thanks for staying up extra late with us tonight. I'm Amelia Fabiano, and you heard that correctly, folks. A radar-confirmed tornado made ground in the Worcester County area earlier this afternoon. We have team coverage on the aftermath of this wild storm system that we saw all throughout the day. So we want to begin with NBC 10's Aaron Logan.
Yeah, see if you see, this circular pattern here. It's pretty. This could have been a microburst, though. I wasn't up for these. I knew they were coming because somebody texted me. I think it was Paula emailed me, and I think I didn't know I was going to go live tonight because of those. But
she's been out in Paxton tonight, where a lot of people felt the impact of what could have been a tornado.
So many trees came crashing down. On this property alone, we counted at least 5, one of them onto the roof of the home. People in this neighborhood and in surrounding communities are just thankful no one was hurt in this powerful storm. Just as the clock struck 4, dark clouds overhead in Worcester, followed by heavy wind and rain. Blue Sox fans planning to head to a 4:05 game instead headed for cover in the team's pro shop. And just a few miles north in Holden, radar confirmed a tornado touchdown.
I'd never been in a situation like this. It happened so quickly.
John Peden considers himself lucky. He's left with some split trees in his yard, but his neighbor who lives across the street on Bailey Road had it worse.
Sweetest woman in the world had a tree.
Yeah, Farmer is awesome. I've been over there a lot lately too, because Farmer goes on late sometimes, like I do. Farmer is a great guy. All right, sorry.
Go right through her roofs.
She certainly did. She didn't want to show her face, but she recounted a lot of branches hitting the roof, and then
all of a sudden, tremendous bang, and tree broke and came through the roof and through the dining room ceiling.
a lot of damage inside.
It's not.
Oh, did I forget to say hi to Heather? Hey, Heather, how are you? Good to see you. Heather's amazing. I got Heather's GoFundMe scrolling across the bottom here. It's always good to see Heather here. All right, so here we go.
Not bad. Water and new ceiling, new roof.
New ceilings and roofs needed by many in Paxton as well. Mary Maloney says she heard her air conditioner in the windowsill shaking really hard. When she went to grab it,
the ceiling above the window broke open, and that's when the boom of the house like just shook from the tree landing on it, and so then we just ran there.
Maloney says the home was badly damaged.
Tore up our master bedroom, and the living room walls are all cracked.
That's the last thing you want around here is an oak tree falling on your house. I mean, down in Florida and stuff like that, trees, you know, palm trees, who cares? But up here, you know, you get a pretty good sized oak tree falling on your house, you're pretty much dead. You're going to die. So.
And the ceiling's all cracked.
She says none of that matters. It will all be fixed.
I don't know how any of us weren't hurt, but we're really lucky.
They most certainly are. The Maloneys and the people who own this property had to pack suitcases as they...
Grandma Sherry's here? Where's Grandma Sherry? There she is. Good to see you, Grandma. All right. Play a little bit more of this, then we'll get to true crime.
Clearly can't stay here. A lot of property damage, but again, no reports.
I was a lazy piece of shit today. I got up. I normally get up, I don't know, 4-ish, 5 o'clock, somewhere around there. Whenever the dogs start freaking barking is usually when I get up. But I didn't get up till like 6:15 today. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the you know, it's starting to get darker earlier here now. So who knows?
Of any injuries in this powerful storm. In Paxton, Aaron Logan, NBC 10 Boston.
And here's what the radar looks like at this hour. You can see all those bright colors, the greens and yellows moving out of our area and thankfully going elsewhere. First.
Yeah, I've been to Florida too. Most of my family lives in Spring Hill, Florida. Of course, you know, they do have some pretty decent sized trees in northern Florida, but you start getting down, you know, it's more south you go, the trees are like twigs. They just, you know, you get a good sized oak tree around here fall on a house. It's over for the house. It's not gonna make it. But this was a pretty good, you know, cool front that went by. So it trying to push all of this warm air out. So it's going to cause a lot of problems here. But what are you going to do?
Alert meteorologist Sydney Welch joining us here. A busy day for you, Sid. Where do we go from here? What were we dealing with today, and what are we looking at through the rest of the weekend?
Yeah, so the rest of the weekend, we will see rain chances tomorrow. We're not going to see what we saw.
All right, it's going to get cold. That's basically what's going to happen now. It's going to get cold for the next.
Hey, so man, there at Perry County, would you?
Going to get cold for the next couple of weeks here, down 70s, maybe 40s. All right, so we're going to get into the Jaden Spicer thing. Felicia Gross and Joshua Gross plead not guilty in the unaliving of Jaden Spicer here. This, I believe this is the arraignment. So let's try this here. Everybody remembers the case of Jaden Spicer, right? I'll pull it up just in case, and we'll kind of skim through it. We've done a couple of lives on this here.
You state your name for the record.
Felicia Gross.
Court calls the case of Commonwealth versus Felicia Gross, call 53. Ms. Gross, you're in the Breathitt Circuit Court for an arraignment, so I need to advise you that you have the following rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, and if you cannot afford.
Is Tracy going to sleep? If Tracy's going to sleep, have a good night. Hope you're well. It's good to see you, Tracy. Always good to see Tracy in here. I hope you have a good week. I'm here for the Grandma Sherry said she was laying down. Oh, okay. Oh, Grandma Sherry, if you whoever's going to sleep, have a good night.
Afford one will be appointed to you. You have the right to a trial by jury, where the Commonwealth has to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to conduct and cross-examine witnesses, the right to produce your own witnesses, and the right to appeal. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Gross, Breathitt County Grand Jury.
Your Honor, we were appointed at the district court level. I don't believe Ms. Gross's financial situation has changed since then. I would just ask for my office to be reappointed, and we would waive any formal reading of the indictment and enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay. So formal arraignment waived, plea of not guilty, and I'll reappoint a DPA to represent Ms. Stevenson. I'll give a copy of the indictment to Ms. Denniston since she's here.
Thank you, Judge.
And you want to do a pretrial, Ms. King and Ms. Stevenson on November 7th?
That suits us, Sharon. That works for me, Judge.
Okay, so we'll do a pretrial on November 7th at 10 a.m. And Ms. King, it's my understanding you have a motion.
I do, Your Honor.
John Paul Hanson's here. Good to see John Paul. And who else showed up here? Does everybody know about this case? I'll just read it anyways. All right, so 10-year-old Jaden Spicer was found unalive a couple weeks ago following a rough week-long search. Spicer's mother and stepfather were later charged in connection with the unaliving. First responders are now calling on each other to help escort. Okay, so that was done. So a Kentucky man has been accused of helping his wife cover up the unaliving of the 10-year-old son after she was charged with manslaughter earlier this month in connection with the unaliving. Joshua Gross became the second person charged. And I didn't know there was a second charge, so there we go. In connection with the unaliving of 10-year-old Jaden Spicer. Remember, they were looking for him and they found him, unfortunately. This is coming from People Magazine. Reported last week that police claim Felicia admitted to unaliving her son after allegedly falsely reporting him missing. This is just insane. Okay, so I wonder why she's only getting charged at manslaughter. Remember, we said that the last time. All right, so here's this here.
I have two motions. I've provided a copy to Ms. Denniston this morning. The first one is for the school records of Jaden Spicer. The second one is for any medical records of any treating providers of Jaden Spicer. We find ourselves in an unorthodox position in that ordinarily we would have the next of kin sign releases to allow us to get those. Unfortunately,
JP's been pretty busy lately. He's come up with a lot of great songs for everybody. He's got one for Dirty Diane. He's got one for me. He's got one for a lot of people. John Paul's amazing. You never heard of this case. Remember we did this a few weeks ago that they found him, and I know the mother was charged. I didn't know that they charged somebody else. But she's only been charged with manslaughter, so it's really weird how but anyways, here we go.
Next of kin is Jaden's mother. So who's the perpetrator in the case? So we're asking the court to order those.
Is there any objection, Ms. Stevenson?
No, Your Honor, no objection.
And these are the orders.
They are doing it. I would ask for purposes of placing them in the record, if we wrote social security numbers and date of births on it just for the providers. If we could have those redacted.
Okay, I almost forgot. So let me get Boston Christian a wrench and
Before they're placed in the record.
Okay, so the clerk, after you send this out, white out those, before you put it in the file, white out those numbers. So those will be signed. Anything else on this matter?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Ms. Spicer, your next court date will be November 7th at 10 a.m.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's all I have today, Judge, if I may be excused.
Yes, Ms. Stevenson,
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend.
you too.
Paper bag. Paper bag.
And who's next, Perry County? Sir, would you say somebody for
is this a new thing where they don't appear in court? They just appear via video? I know they did this during the pandemic, but it seems like a new thing where they don't actually really have to appear. They appear via video. That's weird.
for the record?
What's his name? Josh Gross.
Okay, court calls the case of Commonwealth versus Joshua Gross, 25 CR 56. Mr. Gross, you are here for an arraignment. I need to advise you that you have the following rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, which it's my understanding you have already retained one. You have a right to a trial by jury where the Commonwealth has to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to confront.
He really is. John Paul is awesome. Yeah, Dirty Diana's song is awesome too. Yes, for sure. And he did one for Heather too, which is awesome. Yep, absolutely. Very talented. This has been around to avoid unnecessary, unsafe transfers from DNA from court. Okay. All right. If anybody sees Boston Christian, let me know because I'm trying to give her a wrench and I don't see her in the chat.
Right, and cross-examine witnesses, the right to produce your own witnesses, and the right to appeal. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. O'Neill, you're standing in for Mr. Harold, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. He's retained, Mr. Harold.
Okay, and are you waiving formal arraignment?
Yes, Mr. Harold advised that he's reviewed the indictment of Mr. Gross and waives any further formal arraignment and asked for a pretrial on the same day that you scheduled previous defendant.
Okay, so Mr. Gross, I'll enter a plea of not guilty. And we'll set your case for a pretrial on November 7th at 10 a.m. along with your co-defendant.
Okay, remember that date. Because I'm pretty sure there'll be more of this to come here with these two people here. Just another sad, terrible case. I don't know why they just got her on manslaughter. I'm pretty sure we'll find out though. All right, so what am I going to do now? Let's get out of this here. I do want to go over, hold on a second. Let me switch screens here. It's good to see everybody tonight. You guys are all amazing. I appreciate everybody. Dave Boston is on the East Coast. They had a tea party. Are you sure about that? All right, so hold on one second. Let me switch screens here. I think we're going to be going over the Drummond case here. All right, so this is the disturbing details of Tennessee quadruple unaliving revealed, and I believe this is the Drummond case. This is the man accused of unaliving 4 people in Tennessee and sending pleas on an all-out. Remember this manhunt? Well, he appeared in court. This was done 10 hours ago too. Austin Drummond is accused of unaliving 2 parents, a grandmother, and an uncle of the infant found abandoned on July 29th. Can you believe it was that long ago? July 29th? Wow. So this guy had a pretty good day. He unalived 2 parents, a grandmother, and the uncle. So, I mean, that's 4 in a day. That's pretty good. Prosecutors said that they intend to seek the DP, which is probably a good thing, I think. All right, so this is the, I believe this is the arraignment here, preliminary hearing or whatever. We'll pretty much find out more about this case too as it goes on here. All right, so here we go.
The courtroom outburst after new details came out about the murders. We're on the case, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Austin Drummond, since being arrested.
Is Barbara okay? It's always good to see Barbara here. Barbara's amazing. I hope she's okay. Don't forget, we got a whole bunch of good creators in here. We got John Paul's in here. We got Mustang's got a new channel now too. Of course, we got Southern Gal and Barbara Hall in here. All great creators. And we got Charles is in here. Dirty Diana's in here. So feel free to throw your chats in the channel. Okay, good.
Arrested has tried to argue that he's not the person who executed 4 members of his girlfriend's family in rural Tennessee at the end of July. Then
what time are you going live tomorrow, Mustang? Because I'll try to. Tomorrow's Sunday though. I can always watch the replay though, anyways. But depending on what time you go live, I'll probably try to make it. I try to promote everybody's channel as much as I possibly can, especially if you guys go on later in the day, like 5 or 6ish. I have to have my coffee first. It's like a must, because if I don't have my coffee, I pretty much don't recognize anything that's going on at all. So, but I do try to promote as many people as possible. I know Minor Monsters had a live, I think it was yesterday or today. Anyways.
Going on a week-long manhunt and abandoning a baby on a stranger's front lawn. Here's video of Drummond entering the courtroom in Lake County, Tennessee for a probable cause hearing on Thursday. Drummond is facing 4 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping, among other charges. The state.
So she's going to go, Mustang's going to be live at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. There's so many great creators out there. There's so many great creators here in this chat. So I try to, I know Peggy O's got a great channel too. I was over there last night. Unfortunately, I ran out of service. But I was over there for, I think she had what they call a ladies' night thing. So I kind of crashed the party because I'm not technically a lady. So whatever. All right.
State has said they're going for the death penalty in this case. 5 members of law enforcement laid out evidence in.
I definitely like hanging out with ladies, but I'm not a lady at all.
This hearing, and during the hearing, Drummond.
I'm not smart enough to be a lady. That's a.
Sat there showing little emotion. Now, before I get into the difficult moment I showed you there at the top, it caused an outburst in the courtroom. Let me remind you how we got here. Let's go back to July 29th in Dyer County, Tennessee, in the western part of the state. This began for law enforcement when they received a 911 call from a homeowner who said he found a baby on his front lawn. That child's safe. The baby was actually still.
This is the stuff that legends have made of. Like, you can't make this stuff up. You know, you just can't, in a day's time, expect to just wake up one day and see a baby in your front yard. Like, you just can't. This is just terrible.
In her car seat, and she was found around 3 o'clock in the afternoon that day. It wasn't until 5 hours later that law enforcement found 4 bodies down a wooded road in Lake County, Tennessee, about 45 minutes north of where the baby was found. This is video per journalist Burton Staggs of the scene. The bodies of Courtney Rose, Matthew Wilson, Adriana Williams, and Braden Williams were all found. They were shot. And I'll get more into the details related to that we learned in this hearing in just a moment. Brady.
What was I going to say? 134 here, Mustang. Yes, once, twice, three times a lady for sure. Yeah, this is terrible. This is, who knows? I don't
Who
know.
you see at the bottom there was just 15 years old. He was the uncle of the baby found in the front yard. The parents of the baby, they were also found dead, Matthew Wilson and Adriana Williams. Courtney Rose was the maternal grandmother of that child. She too was dead. Not long after that discovery,
You don't look like a grandmother.
police say they had a suspect, and his name was Austin Drummond. He was a convicted felon who was considered armed and dangerous. Now, we learned a lot about how law enforcement traced their case to Drummond in this hearing, and I'll get to that in just a moment. Drummond, you might remember, was on the run for roughly a week, and this put Tennessee and even surrounding states on edge, especially after this video came to light of him armed with a gun in the middle of the night in Jackson, Tennessee, trying to get.
Look at this. People are just stupid.
Get into a church. Now, it was on Tuesday, August 6th in the morning. There was a crew working on a home in Jackson, Tennessee, and they spotted Austin Drummond in the woods. Drummond wasn't armed at the time he was arrested. He has been in custody since his arrest, and this week we saw him in court once again, in person for a preliminary hearing, and this is how the judge set the stage in the courtroom.
Just to go over with everyone, we're going to have some statements and some evidence that may be entered today that may be difficult to hear, may be upsetting to hear. If at any time you feel that you cannot sit and listen to the proceedings, I would ask that you step outside. If anyone does have to step outside, that's fine. I don't mind that. If a disruption is made, then you will be removed from the courtroom. And if further disruptions are made, the court has the right to hold you in contempt of court, or the sheriff's office has the right to issue charges for disorderly conduct. I don't want to see that happen.
5 members of law enforcement took the stand during this hearing. They ranged.
I mean, who thinks they're not going to get caught just walking in the middle of the daylight with camouflage on and a gun? Like, it's, you know, it's what are you going to do? And the funny thing is, well, not the funny thing, it's not funny. It's just, they were looking for this guy for like a couple of weeks, right?
From a local park ranger to a special agent with the FBI. Investigators showed surveillance video of multiple vehicles that they traced to the victims and the crime scene, and how it pieced together a timeline for these murders.
We worked off a theory due to many of the victims arriving at the scene where they were murdered at various times, right? So they didn't all just appear there together.
Law enforcement also analyzed the cell phone data of the people involved to put together a timeline.
Did you go live yesterday morning, Didi? Because I didn't see. Maybe it blocked me because I'm not getting any notifications at all. Not BG. Oh, that's too funny. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy.
Another thing that we do when we're working these investigations is try to determine when the victims' phones stop taking calls, right? We're trying to work on a timeline. We're trying to narrow everything down so that our cell phone data is strong as possible. We noticed from the 4 victims' phones that none of the victims answered a call or made a call after 7:01 a.m.
Part of the reason law enforcement focused on Drummond was because they identified a rental car they say that someone rented for.
It's Amy. Amy G. That's who I was thinking about. Amy G has an amazing channel. I think she's up to like 275 subs, so we need to get her some more subs. It's good to see Amy. Drive safe. Always good to see Amy G. What did Dirty Diana say here? You did not. Okay. You're gonna have one tomorrow evening, tonight evening. I don't understand. I never get notifications. I might not have my notifications on. I'm not sure. All right.
Austin Drummond.
Due to some good work performed previously, there was a Nissan Rogue that had been identified that had been rented in Jackson, Tennessee, the day before and picked up on the morning of the homicide. This vehicle was captured on license plate readers going northbound towards the crime scene and then going southbound away from the crime scene at a time later in the afternoon. In addition, there was some identification of the vehicle from a park ranger being seen at the location. The investigative team followed up with the rental agreement and with Enterprise Rental Car to learn about the who had rented this vehicle and identified a Michelle Obelis, I may not pronounce the last name correctly, Obelis, as being the renter. As that investigation continued, she had identified that the vehicle had been given to Austin Drummond and rented on Austin Drummond's behalf.
Okay. You okay, Heather? I hope you're doing well. Heather's absolutely freaking amazing. We love Heather here. The karaoke thing was awesome. For daylight savings time, I think I am supposed to set my Amazon basic clock that I have to 1. Yeah. I hope Heather's doing well. Noe wants Sunday night because Noe wants me to record a video visit with him, then replay. Okay. I'll try to be there. Okay.
And did she have any connection to the defendant, Mr. Drummond?
Her boyfriend, Giovante Thomas, was closely associated with Austin, and she was also closely associated with an individual named Tanaka Brown. Our phone toll analysis identified that at 7:25, as that number 731-345-7426 was leaving the crime scene, it was jumping on a 3-way conference call with Tanaka Brown and Giovante Thomas.
Okay. And then what happened next?
It's been a real bad few days. Oh, that sucks, Heather. Goodbye, stranger. I think so. I don't know. He's saying something. Somebody's saying something. I know that. You poor thing, Heather. I hope you start feeling better soon.
So obviously at this point, we were extremely interested in just learning everything we can about the user of this telephone number. We learned that upon departing the crime scene, it traveled to an area in Dyersburg commonly known as Bikini Bottoms. Bikini Bottoms used to be like an off-road recreation vehicle.
I wouldn't believe what. I hope you're okay. Oh.
Area for ATVs and such. When the phone arrived, and a point of interest, as this phone is traveling south towards Bikini Bottom, one of the victim's phones is traveling in concert with that phone. So that was very interesting to us as well. Both of those.
Did he just say Bikini Bottom? Is there even such a place other than SpongeBob?
We learned that upon departing the crime scene, it traveled to an area in Dyersburg commonly known as Bikini Bottoms. Bikini Bottoms used to be like an off-road recreation vehicle area for ATVs and such.
Crap.
When the phone arrived,
there's an actual place called Bikini Bottom. Okay. Is that by the Krabby Patty Shack or whatever? Holy cow.
And a point of interest, as this phone is traveling south towards Bikini Bottom, one of the victim's phones is traveling in concert with that phone. So that was very interesting to us as well.
Nicole is here somewhere. Hi, Nicole. Good to see you. That almost... How does that happen? Oh, my good Lord. Okay.
Well, Both of those phones got to the Bikini Bottom area, and the phone 731-345-7426 arrived at Bikini Bottom at approximately 7:44 a.m. and stayed in the.
I mean, I really try not to laugh through these things because this is serious stuff. I mean, 4 people got unalived, but when you got a guy up here talking about Bikini Bottom, right? Like twice. And that there's an actual place called Bikini Bottom. That's just some funny shit right there, man.
The area to approximately 9:04 a.m. Based on what we do with violent crime investigations and the knowledge base that we have, we theorize that something as far as getting rid of evidence or weapons or something had happened at that Bikini Bottom area.
And in fact, did it?
It did. There was, based on the phone data and the investigation in whole, search parties were organized to go to Bikini Bottom. On the day that these phone tolls were being worked, they initially found a Tennessee driver's license.
You just can't, honestly, you just can't make this shit up. It's, and he keeps saying it too. I'm really, really trying hard not to break out in laughter here because it's just absolutely freaking hysterical, but I'm going to try not to, okay.
For Matthew Wilson. And the next day we found Mr. Wilson's vehicle down a ravine there at Bikini Bottom.
And that's the late 80s F-150 truck?
Yes, sir.
Did 7426 stay at Bikini Bottom?
It stayed there till about 9:04 a.m. and then it began a southeastwardly travel towards Jackson, Tennessee.
Right. And did it eventually reach Jackson?
It did.
Do you know what time?
I'll refer to my notes for a more specific time. We saw it arriving in the Jackson, Tennessee area at approximately 10:04 a.m.
And where did the phone go while it was in Jackson?
The phone first travels to an area consistent with the Clarion Hotel in Jackson, Tennessee. It then moves towards the Cherry Grove Apartments, and then eventually towards back up towards Dyersburg.
Okay. Let's stay in Jackson for a minute. Was there any significance to the Clarion Hotel?
Through the investigation, the Clarion was identified as a place where Austin Drummond resided regularly and potentially used as a place to organize criminal activity.
And was his vehicle at the Clarion?
The information from the investigation is that his personal vehicle, the Audi, was at the Clarion. Mr. Tanaka Brown, who picked him up at Bikini Bottom, drove him back to his vehicle at the Clarion, and then followed him to Cherry Grove to depart, to leave the Audi sedan.
Okay. Was there any significance to
I think Boston Christian took off because I haven't seen her, so I'll have to give her a scroll back up far enough to find her. So
the Cherry Grove Apartments?
Cherry Grove Apartments is where Mr. Drummond's girlfriend, Caitlin Speed, resided. The investigation revealed that when his vehicle was departed at the Cherry Grove apartment complex, that
it's so funny because like me and my son were just huge. The whole family, SpongeBob SquarePants fans. Like we would watch even later, even when we, when they were grown out of their kid years. I mean, it's just such a funny show. But to hear that here in this case is just, I don't know, man. It's beyond funny. It's and he's saying it with such a straight face too. Oh my God.
ascertained some cleaning style brushes at the apartment.
Okay. And then you said after that it starts moving back north towards Dyersburg?
There's a little time with it still being in Jackson, but by 11:55 a.m., the phone began a northwestern travel towards Bells, Tennessee.
Maybe later we'll bring up the criminal there that launched at the judge there. Remember the oh, it's too funny.
And then it reaches Dyersburg?
We have the phone in conjunction with the license plate readers being in Dyersburg at 12:39 p.m. and by 1:04.
I might I'm thinking about doing a special what's today? Today's the 7th, right? So when is the 11th? The 11th is 4 days from now, so hold on a second here. When is the 11th? The 11th is Thursday. So I'm thinking about doing some sort of a special on Thursday for 9/11, but between the 10th and the 12th. Thanks, buddy. But we'll see. To be determined, right? To be announced, I guess.
4 p.m. being back north of Tiptonville near the crime scene.
So this is the first time that we're hearing law enforcement lay out what they say was the help that Austin Drummond allegedly received after the murders, even going on a three-way call right after those murders allegedly happened with people who now, by the way, are facing charges because of it. We have been following this story from the very beginning, and one of the tools that we use to help us learn more about Austin Drummond as soon as he was named as a person of interest is truthfinder.com/OTC. The next witness was an investigator with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. This is the agent who is leading this case, and this is where the testimony in the courtroom got graphic, especially as he was explaining what he saw when he arrived on the crime scene in Lake County.
I'm thinking about doing a live for the 11th. What time do you think you're gonna go live? I have chemo that day. Maybe I can watch it now. You're gonna be in a hospital all day? I hope you're okay, Heather. I'll let you guys know. I'll put something in the post, or maybe I'll do a notification thing. I haven't done a 9/11 special since I've been live, and I feel like I should. So we'll see. But I'm definitely thinking about it.
That day.
Once we got out there, I saw the black Charger that was known to be driven by Braden Williams, 15-year-old child, and a white Traverse that was known to be driven by Courtney Rose.
I think 9/11 should be a holiday. Am I alone on that? I definitely think that like 7 a.m. to 3 or 4 p.m. for chemo. Oh, that sucks. Oh. Don't you think 9/11 should be a holiday?
Was anyone inside the vehicles?
They were not.
Okay. What'd you do after locating those vehicles?
We had Deputy Hunter Brady walk us around the scene as to what he had discovered whenever he first came upon the scene. And he showed us inside of the white Traverse.
No, absolutely not, Nicole. How is 9/11 not a holiday? Like, it's so weird. We should petition that because that's like one of the worst days in American history, right? It's just stupid not to. I don't know.
There was a red, brownish stain substances that are consistent with what I know to be blood. And then he showed us.
Let me ask you this. Do you know who that white Traverse belonged to?
It was known to be driven by Courtney Rose.
Okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And if you drive down Carrington Road,
I've seen Nicole. She's not. Sometimes big is good. Anyways.
To the left, where it kind of comes to a dead end, it's almost like a parking lot where these vehicles were parked. Behind that is whenever you start walking into the woods, same as what the deputy before was talking about. If you cross the road, you have wooded area in front of you. So the deputy took us to the.
At least this guy didn't unalive the baby, right? I mean, 4 people was enough. At least he didn't do that, right?
Back of the parking lot and showed us where Braden Williams and Miss Courtney Rose were laying. They were covered with what looked like to be camouflage burlap, which is commonly used with hunting that I know of. And then he walked us in front of the parking lot across the road where the bodies of Adriana Williams and Matthew Wilson were at, and they were also covered with the same type of burlap.
Were you able to, were they all 4 deceased?
They were.
That you arrived?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to determine the cause of death at that time? Or
They-
what, not a medical cause, but what appears to be?
The injuries were consistent with gunshot wounds that all 4 victims had.
Were you able to determine how many gunshot wounds there were?
Not at the time.
Were you able to at a later time?
This guy's pleading not guilty, right?
Yes, whenever the medical examiner out of Nashville called me with preliminary findings, he informed me of how many wounds and type of wounds that each victim had.
What type of wounds did Courtney Rose have?
She had been shot in the head
How many times?
at least once that I remember.
Okay. What about Braden Williams?
He had been shot in the back of the head.
What about Adriana Williams?
She had also been shot in the head.
And what about Matthew Wilson?
Mr. Wilson had been shot in multiple places in his body for approximately 11 times.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Please. Please. Please help me. Please.
That's just so sad, man. It's just that must have been one of the mothers. Oh my God, it's awful.
At that moment, there was a loved one in the courtroom who left. That testimony, as you can imagine, just too graphic to hear. The agent then got into how they identified Drummond as their suspect.
Were you eventually able to develop a suspect in these homicides?
They were a person of interest, yes.
And who was that?
Mr. Austin Drummond.
Did you see?
I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't wish this on, I know it's pretty much a cliche to say, but I wouldn't wish this upon anybody, man. This has got to be brutal for families. It's just to just sit there and listen to people talk about this shit like it's, routine. It's just, it's amazing. It's just, you can't,
I do.
You identified.
This is a gentleman sitting at the defense table in the inmate uniform.
After getting there, you said that there were 2 vehicles there. Did you get information that there may have been a 3rd vehicle?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
yeah, just a little bit, right? Just with like a baseball bat, that would work.
Drummond did not show emotion during this hearing. One of the key pieces of evidence in this case is a cell phone that victim Braden Williams, the 15-year-old, purchased at Walmart the day before his murder.
Were you able to determine where the phone came from?
The phone in question that Agent Scott Wilson. Dyer County Sheriff's Department had, whenever they gathered.
I mean, I know I wouldn't be able to sit through this at all. I wouldn't be able to do it.
The video from Walmart the night before on the 28th. They also got a receipt from Walmart showing that a purchase by the victims of the burlap, the camouflage burlap, or similar camouflage burlap that was at the crime scene, along with a cell phone. Sorry, General.
Do you recognize that?
This is the receipt I've seen, correct?
Drummond recently made a jailhouse phone call to a reporter with WTVF TV in Nashville, and he claimed on that call that he was actually an informant working for law enforcement when he was in prison. That has not been proved. He had served a decade in prison on an aggravated assault conviction, and he claimed that he was helping law enforcement from the inside track down drugs and gang members in prison.
And I was afraid that because I was an informant, things would go wrong. Things would happen to me.
Not only is that a claim that, again, has not been proved, he also, in that phone call, did admit that he was on scene for those murders, and that could be a big blow for the defense. Now, this
How is that a defense, right? How is that even relevant here? I don't know.
This hearing lasts after those 5 agents gave testimony. This is what Drummond's defense attorney asked of the case agent from the TBI.
Did you have any involvement in processing the scene?
I did not.
All right. Do you recall how many were any shell cases recovered?
There was.
Do you recall how many?
I do not. I was not told the number.
Do you know what type of cases were recovered?
So this is an area where people go out and target practice, from what I was told. I'm not from Lake County. There were a few different kinds of calibers out there.
This guy here has no neck whatsoever. It's shoulders and bean. He has no neck.
The violent crime response team leader, he's Special Agent Forensic Scientist Julian Conyers. I had a conversation with him. He said the majority of the cartridge casings that was around the lock road were 45 caliber.
But there were multiple shell casings, multiple types of shell casings.
Multiple calibers of shell casings, correct. Cartridge casings.
Now, did you process the scene at all yourself?
I did not.
It's always good to see all you guys here in the chat. You guys are all amazing. Always good to see everybody here. Hope everybody's well. Heather's got me worried now about I hope you feel better soon, Heather.
Took it back and called them.
They take photos, that sort of thing.
They take photos, they take measurements, they collect evidence, the whole range.
Video tape.
They usually do. I'm not sure on this one. So whenever they finish processing and they do all their evidence, all that, they will create what they call a crime scene investigation report with the photos and everything. That's still in the process.
That's not completed.
Last I checked this week, it was not completed yet.
Typically, you guys don't carry body cameras like that. Did you have a body cam?
I did not.
So you could see the defense trying to poke a couple holes in the evidence that was presented during this hearing, but the judge said that there was enough probable cause for this case to move forward in 10.
Look at these freaking TV screens. Holy crap.
Tennessee, now it goes to a grand jury. And an interesting development that came out of this hearing as well was Drummond's defense attorney asking to lift a restraining order that is in place against Drummond's girlfriend. She is pregnant with Drummond's child. Her name is Caitlin Speed, and she is victim Courtney Rose's sister. The judge did rule against changing the order because Speed will likely be a witness.
It's Miss JC. JC Ann's in here. Good. I'm glad Miss JC Ann's in here because I forgot already about the the benefits that you're putting together. Feel free to throw them in here, Miss JC Ann. JC Ann's got a great channel. Awesome person. I was over there the other day and I forgot already. See, I have that can't remember shit thing. But of course I'm going to worry. But I don't want that to be a problem. Just let us know what happens, Heather. All right, here we go here. This is almost over. We just went over the Drummond thing here. I believe this was a preliminary hearing here.
In this case. Now we wait and see what the grand jury decides. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify.
Right, so that's that there. I'll keep an eye on this here. What was this? Was this I think this might have been just an evidentiary hearing here. But anyways, I'll keep an eye on that. That was the Andrew Drummond case. I do want to go to the missing persons case of the week now. Oh yeah, I'll get my link to the fundraiser walk I'm doing. Okay, thank you. John Paul's leaving. Have a good night, buddy. Feel free to go over to John Paul's channel here. He's awesome. All right, I do want to get to the missing person case of the week. Hold on a second here. Thank you, Tracy. All right, so this week's missing persons case, we've done. I think we've done a couple different lives on this guy here, Ronald Dumas Jr. But now they're considering his case to be a kidnapping, and this is part of the missing persons case thing we do every week. From News Nation, this week in Missing, Marty Hughes takes a look at the case of Ronald Dumas Jr., the Alabama father and realtor who's been missing since December. Investigators are treating this as a possible kidnapping, as new details of his disappearance come to light after not showing up for a hangout with friends. Dumas' car was found abandoned more than 100 miles away with no clues to where he was. A private investigator found the last known footage of Dumas at a convenience store with two women. This helped lead investigators to list 5 suspects who they all say played a part in Dumas' disappearance. 2 of them have been arrested, and a manhunt is underway for the remaining suspects. So this was done a day ago. So here we go.
Every case is solvable, and together we can bring answers to the family and friends of the missing. We are learning chilling new details in this week's featured missing case, the disappearance of Ronald Dumas Jr., a real estate agent and father from Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay, so there's Miss J.C. Ann's there's her donor drive thing there. I'm going to try to promote that as much as possible. I'm going to try to put that on the end of this ticker here or somewhere. I probably won't be able to do that right now because it'll take me too much to do, but I'll try to copy and paste that and put that. Well, maybe I could do it here. Hold on a second. I did that already. Hold on a second. No. All right. Anyways, okay. Let's get to this here. You guys remember this case here? Just check it.
An active manhunt is underway for several suspects police believe are connected to Ronnie's case. Ronnie was last seen in December 2024. His disappearance now considered a kidnapping and allegations of torture.
It was crazy. You know, the evil that's in the hearts and minds of men is crazy because, you know, if you knew Ronnie, you wouldn't want to do something like that to him.
Coming up, you are going to hear from those closest to Ronnie, the arrests so far in the case, and the new clues investigators have uncovered as they search for him and try to track down anyone involved. First, though, we have some updates on several missing cases that we are following. The body of Grant Gardner has been recovered in the mountains of Wyoming. The Minnesota man had set out on a 3-day hike before he vanished. A professional climbing team found a backpack descending the same peak Gardner had been on. Gardner had been in touch with his wife after reaching the summit, but had indicated the climb was taxing more so than expected and that he was tired. The search continues in Nebraska for this woman, Jerica Hamry, the mother of 3, disappeared in July of 2024. She is from Lincoln, Nebraska. Police searched property in the Overton area weeks after she went missing, but there have been no arrests. Investigators need tips and say the case is still active. Evidence suggests that Jerica could have been in the Arapahoe, Holdridge, Overton, or Lexington, Nebraska areas. Police are asking anyone who hikes or spends time outdoors in those areas to keep an eye out for anything unusual and report it. Still no sign of Emilio Ganem, who disappeared in May of 2023, but new this week in his case, police arrested 2 people who had a religious group Emilio was connected to. It's called the His Way Spirit-Led Assemblies. Daryl Music was arrested on illegal weapons charges. Shelley Bailey Martin was also arrested, but has since been released. No word on how the 2 may be linked to Emilio's disappearance. Emilio is from Nashville, but he was in Southern California in the Redlands area to build a new pest control business. His rental truck was discovered.
Yeah, that freaking sucks, right? Jericho's close to you. Okay. I do like this. Missing person thing they do once a week. At least somebody does something through the mainstream media here. So
earlier this year, police say it contained evidence of a possible homicide. Another member of that same religious group was also reported missing in 2019. That man is Ruben Moreno. He is still missing. Emilio's family is desperate to know what happened to him.
My biggest fear is that he's dead, right? I mean, who just disappears out of thin air? And he was really happy. He was ready to start his new life, turn over a new leaf.
If you have any information in the search for Emilio, you can contact the Redlands Police Department.
did I do anything on this? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to look into this too.
Now to this week's featured case. Ronald Dumas Jr. is a father, a realtor, and a friend who was last seen on a Sunday night this past December. His disappearance is now being treated as a kidnapping, as the details about what.
It's good to see you, JCN. Like I said, I try to promote good creators. JCN's a great creator. Everybody in this channel is a great creator. We got a lot of the greatest ones here. Mustang, everybody here. So feel free to throw your channels in the chat. The more we get the word out, the better. That's how it works.
What might have happened to him become increasingly horrifying to those who love him most.
I'll never ask for subs. I'll never ask for anything. I just, if you know somebody that's got a great, good channel, who's a good creator, throw them in the chat. That way we can, I know Southern Gal's in here, Southern Gal and Doodlebug and Arctic Fox. They do a great job on the missing. So the more people know, the better.
Hey everyone, my name is Ronald Dumas. I'm a real estate agent.
An award-winning realtor.
You want to know how you can get a 5.5% interest rate?
A full-time chemist. But Ronald Dumas' true strength, the heavy lifting of fatherhood.
Well,
he is a great father.
Talea Berryhill and Ronald Dumas were once a couple and shared.
Look at how cute these kids are.
2 young girls.
Oh, you want to lay back down?
Every Friday, he grabbed the kids from school or picked them all up so they would be together for the weekend.
Ronald has an older son, the adults and children all close. A true blended family.
Family was important to him. We would be over here, all of us. Me, Shakira, all the kids at the house, watching movies, family night.
Berryhill says it was December of 2024 when she was a little late picking up the girls.
I didn't apologize when I came back, which is something I would have done, but I didn't because he irritated me back. Because he was already irritated. So we irritated one another. And we were just short in our words, but we spoke. And I was like, all right, bye, you have a good day. He was like, all right, he kissed the kids, everybody left.
We actually had got into an argument.
Friends since before.
I'm going to be on the Drunk Turkey show again, and it's going to be good. Yeah, he's a buddy of mine. He's a Steeler fan. So, yep, you're doing good on there. He's awesome. The Turkey show's great. He's usually on odd times for me. That's why I'm not over there as much as I want to be, but I do follow him on his other channels, Pittsburgh Steelers channel. So, yep. Awesome. Barbara Hall's awesome. Timmy's legacy is great. Absolutely. I'll try to, when is that, Barbara? You're in good hands over there for sure.
For college, Byron Pillow reports a little friction that same weekend. Ronnie, saving to buy a house, was staying with Byron. Their spat over as quickly as it started.
He had said, oh, my bad, I forgot. It's cool, man. He was normal. He said, I'm finna go out and give me something to eat, a little drink.
I've been following the Drunk Turkey Show for at least 2 years, I think. Close to, anyways. Like I said, I haven't been able to get over there as much as I want to, but the good guy for sure.
So come back and he was gonna go relax like normal.
What happened next wasn't normal. At this Huntsville liquor store, Ronnie is seen on surveillance video with 2 women unknown to all his friends. The transaction is relaxed. Ronnie pays for the women's purchases, and they all leave. He takes a call and plans to meet a friend across the street at a restaurant arcade. He never shows.
I fell asleep on my couch, so I knew that Ronnie didn't come back home because I would have just heard the key. I'd have woke up, and that's when I had called and asked, "Hey, anybody heard from Ronnie?"
When we all realized at one time that we hadn't spoken to him, we immediately knew something was wrong.
Dumas' car found more than 100 miles away, abandoned, blocking a travel lane of I-40 west of Nashville, Tennessee. The family on the scene for their own search as soon as they heard.
The next thing we knew, his car was found in Tennessee.
Ronnie's family's private eye focusing in on that surveillance.
Yeah, like I used to follow Grizzly True Crime all the time. She's just way over there, and she doesn't go on. Sometimes, like she was on the other day with the Adelson case, and I almost caught the very last end of the verdict there. But she's usually on right before I get up, so I try to watch the replay. The same with the Turkey Show. Good people.
Video tracking those women, suspecting they had answers.
I was going to start hitting some addresses up in Tennessee, the Jackson and Memphis area, and even North Mississippi. But
most of the time it's at night. Like I'll, since I drive so much at night, I'll usually put on a replay of either Southern Gal or Arctic Fox, or if he does a live, or that's usually when I catch a lot of the replays. Because I just normally during the week I just don't have enough time to do that, so I usually try to do that at night.
I was planning on going the next morning, and that night I was still looking into that girl, and I found her obituary.
Kalisha McKinney dead, identified by police as one of the 2 women with Dumas at the liquor store that night. In a case now classified as a kidnapping, detectives honing in on one of those women and 4 other people. The criminal.
Yeah, I'm not going to deep dive into this because I've already done that. I'm pretty sure they got this in wrap, but they just need to find people. So that's why I'm not really breaking this down tonight. It's I think I've done 1 or 2 different lives. I mean, we went into this case, I think, over the winter, last winter, I think.
Criminal case revealing disturbing state evidence in open court.
Kiera was texting with Quintarius, and Quintarius.
Big Fish is here. Good to see Big Fish. Always good to see Big Fish in here. I'll try to check that out, though, Miss Barbara, for sure. Good to see Big Fish in here.
Quintarius told her that they had a guy that they had their hands on, and
this guy right here looks like Marshawn Lynch.
And that he had some money in the bank. Shakira, according to the state, was texting him basically ways to torture Ronnie.
You keep yourself going, you think happy thoughts.
Ronnie's dad thinks with suspects behind bars, the family might get their answers.
Everything. What happened to him? When did it happen to him? Who did it? What transpired? Where is he? Okay, yeah.
The mothers of Ronnie's children in pain themselves over talk of torture.
I'm devastated and I'm shocked with some of the things, some of the details that we found out.
We miss him.
Evil is crazy. You know, the evil that's in the hearts and minds of men is crazy because, you know, if you knew Ronnie, you wouldn't want to do something
Look at how big this freaking guy is.
like that to me.
Huntsville police had one of their suspects extradited back to Alabama. Another is behind bars in Tennessee. The police telling News Nation that the public is urged still to come forward with any details about the whereabouts of the three who are still on the run. Joining us now is Troy Stiles, representative for the family. Troy, thank you so much for being here. You're also part of Blunt Force Media Group. How did you get involved in this case? What attracted you to Ronnie's disappearance and this mystery?
Well, Marnie, we help represent families who find themselves spotlights of crime stories. We were tagged in about a week before Christmas in this story by the family and others who had noticed the story, and they were just upset that they weren't able to get the media to cover it. And that's partly because law enforcement had not taken the case seriously in the beginning, and no media could actually authenticate the case. So we stepped in just to try to facilitate, getting the case covered in the local legacy market in Huntsville, and also just, holding the hand of the family as they walk through, a missing person case and the complexities of this one.
The case has not had national media coverage until, I understand it, we are doing the story. But how has local coverage, Troy, helped with the investigation, with uncovering new clues, led to new arrests?
So the local media market in Huntsville has been amazing. They have really followed this story from December on, and the family has a close relationship with them, and that's been very helpful.
This is another one of those cases that got a lot of media attention at first, and then you didn't hear anything for like 4 or 5 months, and then I know that they had caught a couple people, or they were looking for a couple people. And now this here, so
helpful, but our suspects are not centered in Huntsville. As we know, Ronnie's vehicle was found headed towards Memphis, and authorities uncovered, details that lead us to believe that Ronnie was.
Yeah, you can throw if you want, because it'll take me forever to find it. If you want to, you can throw the Drunk Turkey Show channel in here. I had it at one point, but it'd take me forever to find it.
Was abducted and taken to the area of Memphis, and there's several hundred miles of interstate and just desolate territory between here and there. So really pushing the story in the national media market is something that we're very thankful for News Nation for doing in your show, because we're really looking for information about our suspects and who may know what they were doing in the days immediately after Ronnie's disappearance. We've set up a tips line and a hotline, and we're also offering a $10,000 reward in this case for information leading to Ronnie's whereabouts.
Right, to incentivize someone to come forward. Troy, in addition to that, I understand there are some billboards in the case. Why is that crucial, and where might people be seeing those?
Yeah, the billboards are lit up all over Memphis and northern Mississippi. So those are active now. They've been active over the last 30 days. Not everybody watches the news, so we're hoping that people can see those, and that it will also generate leads and tips to help investigators narrow down what may have.
Like I said, you can throw any channel in here you want. I know I try to promote the good channels. Delphi After Dark is good. Peggy O is good. Drunk Turkey Show is good. Mr. Steve's True Crime Web is good. So Yeah.
Happened to Ronnie and where he may be right now.
We also detailed some of the arrests. There are several people still on the run. What have their court appearances provided in terms of information and background and evidence to help point investigators in the right direction as to what happened?
Okay, so these are the people that are suspects in the disappearance. A couple of these people are already in jail, Clark and White. And then these other three people, they're persons of interest, I think. So,
So Quintarius White is currently being held in Memphis. He has a court hearing coming up. The Memphis court system, you know, like any other court system, is backed up and things get moved and pushed around. So we're hoping that he's extradited back to Huntsville soon. And then Kiera Clark was actually extradited to Huntsville.
See, this is why we love Tracy here, because instead of I should just ask Tracy, right? Like, thank you, Tracy. If you want to know anything, just ask Tracy, because there's a pretty good chance she knows the answer to it. Thank you so much, Tracy.
And
I hope you're doing well. Didn't you hurt your shoulder? I hope you're doing okay.
Had an Anaya's law hearing, which means that she cannot be released on a bond and she will be held in Huntsville. And right now, that's all we have. Everybody else is at large, and we're not sure if they're on the run, if they're safe, or even if they're still alive.
And you're seeing the suspects on your screen right now, 5 named, only 2 in custody. What was the connection, if any, Troy, between the suspects and Ronnie?
The exact connection hasn't been revealed to us yet. We do know that they...
What I want to know is what this triangle thing is. It's so weird.
Targeted Ronnie because, you know, Ronnie's very well dressed and he's very well known in the community of Huntsville. So, you know, I believe that put him in a position.
Okay, good, because I know you had said something about falling last week, so we were concerned, but I'm glad it's feeling better. Nothing that whiskey won't fix, right?
To be targeted by them. They are known for human trafficking, robbery. They have long, extensive criminal histories. And actually the case that Quintarius is being held on in Memphis right now relates to a previous case of human trafficking where he was charged and given a $5,000 bond. So, you know, if he had been given a higher bond, he wouldn't have been able to.
Tracy has 4 axles. That's 3 more than my Camaro.
Kidnap Ronnie. So, you know, we know that they have extensive criminal histories and, you know, that goes far back.
We mentioned no sign of Ronnie, but his car did show up and his cell phone pings at a different location than the car's recovery site. What details do you have on that and any other bank or credit card information?
So we aren't aware of any activity at all. Ronnie's vehicle was found. So he was kidnapped on the 15th, the night of the 15th.
I haven't drank in so long. 1 beer would be more than enough. That's a cheap date right there, Heather. I haven't drank in 22 years, I think. It's been, what is it, 2025 now? Is it 2025? A while. It's been a while.
His vehicle was found on the 16th. His family filed.
What a beautiful family, though.
Filed a missing persons report on the 17th. And then it was 47 days later when.
Look at how cute she is.
Law enforcement finally came out and said he was abducted. In the 47 days lingering there, they just said that Ronnie had escaped his life and was just, you know, living a new life. So they kind of got a late start. In their investigation, you know, they did uncover that the phone had pinged a couple times, headed towards Memphis. And then after that, there's been absolutely no activity whatsoever from Ronnie.
Surveillance video is critical in these cases. Troy, we have that one video of the two women inside the gas station with him. They were reportedly sex workers. Is there any other video evidence that has come to light about his whereabouts in those final hours?
No, that's all that we have. We located that ourselves about 47 days later. And, you know,
So the woman with Ronald Kalisha, with Ronald, this one of these girls is not with us anymore. So I wonder if she just knew too much, or this is a strange case here.
you know, looked into the connection. There was a transaction made to Kalisha McKinney, I believe for $200, but we're not sure that, you know, we're not certain that Ronnie was engaged in sex work, or, you know, had hired them as workers. We just aren't exactly sure how the original connection came to be, if they targeted him outside the liquor store or if he had gone out that night.
It's so funny because I was talking to my son about this the other day. When I was drinking, everybody said, "Oh, you need to stop drinking because you're going to feel so much better." That's a bunch of bullshit. When I was drinking heavily, I felt great. It's when I stopped drinking is when I started to feel a lot more pain.
To a local bar or something and ran into them there. People that spoke to Ronnie in this time mentioned that, you know, they heard him kind of riding around in the vehicle. They could hear voices in the background. As you mentioned before, he had called his friend Chris, who works.
Heather's an amazing freaking person. She's just a peach. She's amazing.
Just directly across the street from the liquor store, and Ronnie had plans of going over there to visit with Chris, and then he just never made it.
Wow. There's a lot of troubling and chilling evidence so far in this case. What else do you want people to know about Ronnie's disappearance and the encouragement of anyone who knows anything, even if they think it's small, to come forward?
Well, I would just say, you know, we, in missing persons cases, you know, we're asking total strangers to.
I'm still trying to coordinate something with VINS here. VINS is a sanctuary for birds, especially predator birds, hawks, and all kinds of owls and stuff. So once I get that coordinated and set up, we'll have one of their technicians come on and you know, show us some birds.
To find people that they don't know. So if you feel like somebody is, you know, outside of their normal routine, you know, it could be time to file a missing persons report, and you have to stay consistent and persistent in your own investigation. I think that's helped us tremendously here. And I would encourage anyone who knows anything at all, you know, they can remain anonymous. They can call our tips line at 256-254-4240, or they.
I like all raptors. I like, you know, hawks. Over in England, they call them buzzards. But I like all kinds of, you know, raptor birds, especially owls, for sure. My bird is a predator drone. You know, I keep telling people, like, when they're missing, when they have missing people, especially in the woods, mountains, any type of treacherous terrain that they can't get to, they should just, you know, call in a hawk carrier, because they can get to, you know, they can just I'm sorry, a hawk handler. They can get a, you know, they can fix a camera to a hawk and just find just about anything they want to look for.
They can go to www.crimedesk.tips and file the information there anonymously or with their information. And again, we do have that $10,000 reward for anybody who has information that leads us to Ronnie's whereabouts.
It'd be better than a drone, because a drone isn't going to go after, you know, hawks and predator birds are notorious for looking for food. So they're going to go right, like if there's, you know, if there's decaying body in the woods, they're going to find it.
And Troy, as I mentioned at the beginning of our show, that every case is solvable, and at the center of each of our missing persons cases is a person that is loved, that is missed. What have you learned about Ronnie as you have worked with his family, about what makes him special, what they cherish and miss most?
You know, it's interesting, Marnie. When I step into these cases, the only thing
I think they actually call them falconers. They're specially designed trainers that train these birds to locate things, and it wouldn't hurt. What a great looking family.
that's not there
This is just such a great looking family right here.
is the missing person. I've met all of Ronnie's friends, his family. I've spent time with his children. He was an extraordinary father. You know, he's mostly known on the billboards for being a realtor, but Ronnie is an extraordinary father. He is an extraordinary family man. That's what originally set, you know, the motion in this case is him being a missing person. You know, human trafficking is something that we're seeing more and more of. I think news does not feel comfortable talking about it. You know, the demographics don't like necessarily hearing about it, but these cases are happening at our, you know, in our cities, and they can happen to anyone. And we should all be, you know, educated and aware of our surroundings and what can happen. Human trafficking comes in many, many forms.
It just goes to show you that not just children and women get abducted, guys get abducted too. This is a perfect example of that.
And so, you know, I hope people realize that it's very real, and it can't happen to you until it does.
Well, I thank you, Troy, and your team for helping us shine a light on Ronnie's disappearance and getting the word out on a broader scale, more nationally, so that people can come forward and his family can get the answers they deserve. Troy Stiles with Blunt Force Media Group, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And just to reiterate, if you have any information that can help in Ronnie's disappearance, the tip line again on your screen, 256-254.
Yeah, eagles are, if you see an eagle, you know it's an eagle. It's such a big ass bird. The old saying is, you know an eagle, right? Like if you see a red-tailed hawk hawk's a big bird too, but when you see an eagle, it's like double the size. It's a big ass bird. And there's nothing that really messes with an eagle. Okay, so I'll keep an eye on this for sure.
Or 4240, or contact the Huntsville Police Department. That number also there for you. If you have a missing,
like the great horned owl is probably the most dangerous bird. It's not the biggest owl. I think the great gray owl is the biggest owl, but the great horned owl is the most destructive. But even a great horned owl against an eagle is no match. It's just not. Maybe at night, but an eagle is just such a. You see an eagle in a tree, you know it's an eagle right away. All right, so this is missing Ronald Dumas is the information here. Tip line, Huntsville Police Department. That's the numbers there. I should probably put this in the description somewhere. But I know I've done 2 lives on this guy here. And I think they got this wrapped. Like I said, they just need to find these other people.
persons case you think we should investigate, visit our missing page on newsnationnow.com. Many of the cases we cover come from you. You can also sign up for our weekly missing newsletter for the latest missing cases we are actively working on. Our thoughts are with Ronnie's family as they continue to search for answers, and we are so honored to partner with them. I'm Marnie Hughes in Chicago. As always, thank you for.
Even a bald eagle won't go to Canada because it's too freaking cold. It's just too cold up there for an eagle. They have eagles up in Canada, what they call penguins. This, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. All right. Okay, so I'll keep an eye on this. Like I said, I do want to get to this case here. So, all right, I do want to go to this the Cara Thompson case here. I was going to do a live on this week here, but I just didn't have enough time. Let's see here. So this is let's do. I Actually, let's do this one first, and then we'll do the press conference. How does that sound? Because press conferences are fairly boring, but you get probably the most information. So this is, I don't know if you guys have heard about this.
Police have confirmed the body.
Dakara case here. What happened to Dakara Thompson? Police say she got into an SUV and was unalived in a man's home in Bowie. Her body was found near Route 50 in Annapolis. A man who ICE says lived in the U.S. illegally was charged with the unaliving. So we'll do this one here first. And then we'll do the press conference here. Of course, I'll have to try to find that now. Anyways, here we go. It's right there. Okay, I found it. You guys know about this case here?
Found along Route 50 on Sunday afternoon in Anne Arundel County is in fact that of missing teen Dakara Thompson. Now, earlier this morning, police announced that she had been killed and a man has already been arrested and charged in connection with her murder.
Old
That
Canadian
suspect, according
penguin.
to Prince George's County Police, is in the United States illegally and is now subject to an ICE detainer. News 4's Darcy Spencer joins us live in Bowie, where that man was taken into custody. It is the news her parents, her community were hoping they would not receive. Darcy Spencer, bring us up to speed with what we know.
And that's right, Erica. You know, and this really shaken this Bowie community. Many just finding out this news today, this morning, this afternoon from us as we ask people questions in the community. That killing allegedly happened in the house right here behind me. I spoke to a woman who lives here. She asked to not be shown on camera, but she says she had no idea a crime had happened inside the house and that this suspect is her cousin. It was inside this house on Cambridge Drive in Bowie, inside this bedroom that investigators say 19-year-old Dakara Thompson was murdered. Neighbors are stunned that the missing teen investigation led to Bowie so tragically.
I was hoping for the best, but it was just, you know, deeply saddened to hear that it turned out this way, unfortunately.
The 19-year-old had been missing since August 22nd after she told her dad she was going to get gas and never returned. Surveillance video showed her walking away from her car about 1:30
See, that's her right there.
a.m. in Langley Park.
It's always good when they can, you know, have something like this where they can actually see the victim, because this is how they can kind of put together some sort of a last time seen, surefire. This is her here. So now they can start pinging different types of cell phones that were around this area here. It's just good to have something like this here. Not always the case, though.
Park the next day. Police say they found additional video showing her about 3 that morning on University Boulevard in Hyattsville.
For reasons still under investigation, it appears that the car willfully entered a vehicle being driven by Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez, 35-year-old male out of Bowie, Maryland.
Police were able to track the SUV to the suspect's home, and on Thursday,
I do make fun of Canada a lot because I'm Canadian, but Canada's got a lot of things to see. Canada's a great place. I love Montreal. Montreal is one of my favorite places in the world. I'd love to get back up there again. At some point I will. Nova Scotia's nice too, but Montreal's great.
took him into custody. Investigators determined through a search warrant Dakara was killed here. And police say Hernandez Mendez allegedly dumped her body in the grassy area off the highway. He's facing first and second degree murder charges.
It is tough that we're at this point where the search is over and justice begins.
Police say
They are going to string this guy up, man.
they're still investigating how the two came into contact with one another. They're not saying how she was killed. Back in the neighborhood, several residents told News 4 they didn't recognize the suspect from his photo.
If you live here in New Hampshire, I would say if you live here in New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, some parts of northwestern Massachusetts, you probably got some Canadian in it. It's really hard not to have some sort of Canadian heritage at some point somewhere.
They say a family lives in the home and they're quiet.
It's very troubling because, I mean, they've been over there for a couple of years, but just knowing that we have this magnitude, just hearing this is a nice family community.
Several neighbors saw the police activity Thursday morning, but had no idea it was connected to the Dakara Thompson case. Many were shaken up by the news that she was allegedly killed in a home right on their street.
It was really shocking to see like the police from like 6:30 in the morning in front of the house blocking the street, and to hear about what happened to that poor girl. I'm really sorry for the family, and I really keep them in my prayers.
My grandfather on my mother's side was 100% Canadian French, and he was the oldest of 13 kids. Like they had 13 children. He was the oldest of the 13. And he hated Canadian people. Literally. He did Canadian people at all. 100% Canadian.
Now, earlier today at a news conference, the chief said that there are no additional suspects, but this is an ongoing investigation. The suspect right now being held without bond. He's set to appear in court Monday afternoon. Back to you.
Darcy Spencer
All right,
live
so
for us this
let's
afternoon.
go
Darcy, thank
to the let's go to the press conference here. Right here.
Morning. First, I'd like to thank members of the media for showing sensitivity.
Holy shit. It's a press conference with decent vocals. That's amazing. Oh, you don't see that often. You don't hear that often. Sorry.
During the reporting of this case. We know there were questions that you had and questions that we couldn't answer due to the investigation being ongoing. On September 5th, detectives from the Prince George's County Police Department's Homicide Division developed probable cause to present charges for the murder of Dakara Thompson. This morning, criminal charges were issued for first-degree and second-degree murder. The facts of the case: 19-year-old Dakara Thompson was last seen on August the 22nd. She was reported on August the 21st. Her family...
Oops, I spoke too soon. This is just such a sad case. This right here, I mean, none of this shit should ever happen, right? But this, especially something like this, should never, ever, ever have happened right here.
Located the vehicle in the area of Jasmine Terrace in Hyattsville, Maryland. On August 31st, what we believe to have been Dakara's body was located by the Maryland State Police Department in the area of eastbound Route 50.
Yep, you know what they say, you can't grow grass on a busy highway, buddy.
At Route 97. On August 23rd, in the area of University Boulevard in Hyattsville, Maryland, a short distance from...
Paula's awesome too. Paula's an amazing person. She's got an amazing channel. I love the morning lives, the morning updates she does. I get a chance to watch those on replays most of the time. Charlotte's amazing too, but Paula's awesome. Paula's always making sure that I am ready to go on my Sunday morning lives here.
From her vehicle at approximately 3 a.m. For reasons still under investigation, it appears that Dakara willfully entered the vehicle being driven by Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez, 35-year-old male out of...
Oh, I almost forgot. So we've done our first reaction video live. And there was like a test run tonight. Me and my son have been doing, thinking about doing these music video reaction things for a long time. And we finally were able to get one done tonight after much delaying and trying to figure out how to get it done. So the reaction site is called Dean, DEANE, and Dino, Reacts. Just in case you guys are. But we finally did it tonight. It was awesome. Hopefully we can get better than what we did tonight. But it was just a kind of like a test video. But I think it came out all right.
Bowie, Maryland. Through investigative techniques and video review, detectives were able to track the vehicle's movement to an address on Kimber Ridge Drive in Bowie, Maryland. On September 4th, several search warrants were obtained and
I posted that in my community post anyways, the site, the YouTube page.
executed pertaining to this case, which led detectives to obtain enough probable cause to take Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez into custody and present him to the court commissioner for the murder of Dakar Thompson. We believe the murder occurred in the home on Cambridge Drive in Hernandez's bedroom. Her body was taken to the location that it was recovered at by Hernandez. At that time,
thank you, Paula.
At this time, there are no additional suspects. However, this investigation is ongoing. Our thoughts and prayers are with her family during this time. Detectives from the Prince George's County Police Department's Missing Persons Unit were quickly joined by the Prince George's County Police Department Homicide Unit, along with our law enforcement partners from Maryland State Police and the City of Bowie, who worked jointly and tirelessly to determine the facts of this case. Because the pre-existing relationships between our agencies, we are where we are. There's still a lot of investigative work to be done in this case, and we're asking members of the community or anyone that may have information about this case to contact us at 1-866-411-TIPS. Throughout this case, members at the highest level of our law enforcement agencies were kept abreast of every development, and cooperative decisions were made jointly. I have no words to express my appreciation for the Superintendent of the Maryland State Police, Colonel Butler, and Bowie's City Police Chief, Dwayne Preston, for their involvement. In addition to law enforcement involvement in this case, the highest level of our governments were kept abreast of this matter. This included daily briefings with Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Melvin Powell and County Executive Aisha Braveboy, both of whom provided unwavering support for our teams who were conducting this investigation. Incidents like this affect our entire community. Ms. Braveboy's involvement in this case, for me, further reflects her passion for people and the community that we serve. On behalf of our department, I want to personally thank you for your support in this tough case. It meant a lot to me personally, and I appreciate it. At this point, I'll turn it over to County Executive Aisha Braveboy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chief, and thank you to all of our public safety partners who are here with us today. But more importantly, I want to thank this community. When you found out that Dakar Thompson was missing, you answered the calls of her parents and her family to help find her, to locate her, because she means so much to so.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Tracy's amazing. I can't believe you found that. That's awesome. What was I going to say? All of this stuff happened, by the way, this week. You know, there's so many freaking cases that go on in just 1 week, right? This sucks.
So many. And so it is tough that we're at this point where the search is over and justice begins. I want to thank our superintendent. I want to thank also Chief Preston, the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department and its homicide unit, as I have repeated numerous times as state's attorney, the best of the best. I want to thank you.
They did a great job in this, this was quick. I think she went missing 2 weeks ago, or at least a couple of weeks ago, but they did a good job on this one here.
For closing this case quickly. And now we will hand this case over to our state's attorney, Tara Jackson, to seek justice. But I did want to reflect on Dakara Thompson, young 19-year-old graduate of St. Charles High School in Charles County. She was living with her father. And part of the reason she lived here is because she was working for nonprofit Prince George's as part of her service year option that she decided to participate in. And that this activity is sponsored by our Governor Wes Moore. So this is a young woman who dedicated part of her young life to serving others, And I want that to.
It's these freaking cases right here that really drive you crazy. These are pretty good, outstanding. I mean, every case is crazy, but outstanding people in the community just unalive like they're trash. It's just so, this is just terrible.
Bring home to all of you that this is a good young woman who wanted to do good for her community. And now her community will stand behind her family as we seek justice for her. I will now turn the mic over to our Superintendent Butler.
Good morning. On behalf of Governor Wes Moore and the entire Maryland Department of State Police family, I'd like to extend my deepest condolences to the family and friends of Ms. Dakara Thompson, a young life that was taken far too soon. Shortly before 5 p.m. on August 31st, troopers from the Maryland State Police Annapolis Barrack were dispatched to the area of U.S. Route 50 between Maryland Route 424 and Interstate 97 in Anne Arundel County for the report of a disabled vehicle. Upon arrival, troopers observed a female lying unresponsive in a grassy area off the highway. Information obtained indicated that the disabled vehicle was unrelated to the investigation that we have embarked upon. Investigators from the Maryland State Police Criminal Enforcement Division South Region responded to the scene along with State Police crime scene technicians from our Forensic Services Division. They processed the scene. Shortly after, they contacted the Prince George's County Police. The Maryland State Police and the Prince George's County Police have been conducting a joint investigation into the death of Ms. Dakara Jackson. As additional information becomes available, I am sure the Prince George's County and the Maryland State Police will share that information with you. The circumstances surrounding her death still remain under investigation, so we will continue to answer those questions that we think the community and the family want those answers. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Chief Dwayne Price.
This is a kind of strange, unrelated incident. I think the car was just some sort of a strange occurrence that it was there. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird.
From the city of Bowie.
Good morning. On behalf of our city manager, Alfred D. Lott, I want to express my condolences to the family of Dakara Thompson. Members of the Bowie Police Department.
Closed caption has spelt her name wrong 3 or 4 different times, if you've noticed.
Have worked in great collaboration with Prince George's County Police Department and the Maryland State Police. And unfortunately, the evidence led to this incident culminating in the city of Bowie. We continue to work in partnership with our strong partnerships with our law enforcement agencies. And it's our prayer that as this case matriculates through the criminal justice system, that justice will be served for the family. Thank you.
Good morning. I too would like to first express my condolences to the family of Dakara Thompson.
That's 5 5 different times. It's Dakara, not Diara. Okay. How hard is that?
I cannot imagine the pain that the family is feeling right now. And I agree with the county.
I mean, even myself, who's not the most literate person in the world, would probably be able to spell that on the 3rd try. It's not that difficult. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, whether it's intentional or not, but that's just it does bother me to the point where if it's like the 3rd or 4th time, you just want to slap somebody, right? Like just
Executive when she says that the community is grieving with the family. I also want to thank the county executive and her leadership team, Chief Nader, Chief Preston, our Maryland State Police partners. We are indeed a team in bringing justice and protecting our community. I know that the public has been following this case closely, and oftentimes our community does not understand the legal process and roles of each member of our legal team, of our law enforcement team. So as state's attorney for Prince George's, I'm here this morning to explain the legal process and next steps. The police have charged Mr. Hernandez-Mendez, as you've heard, with murder and related charges. He has appeared before a commissioner, a judicial officer, and that commissioner has determined that there is probable cause to support the charges, and he was held without bond. Mr. Hernandez-Mendez will now appear.
I don't think, this is strange, I don't think they have a ton of information and ton of forensics on this guy being connected to this, but I think they had enough for a probable cause to hold him, not to mention the fact that he's here illegally, but I think they're still looking to piece this thing together. So that's probably why they're withholding some of the information, because they just don't know.
At a bond hearing. We're not sure whether that bond hearing will be today or on Monday. And during that hearing, the court will determine whether or not he should remain held. And in making that decision, the court will look at the nature of the charges that are lodged against him, as well as the.
Because I don't know how that works, since he's here illegally, and if they can't hold him for the charges they're charging him for, and he gets deported, I don't know if they can bring him back. So I don't know. It's kind of weird situation here. So hopefully they can get a judge to hold him. I don't know.
The safety of the community. As I said, this bond hearing may occur on Monday and not today. At this point, there really is not much more that I can offer other than to say in the weeks to come, my office will do a thorough review of the evidence, and we will determine whether or not Mr. Hernandez-Mendez should be indicted, and if so, what he should be indicted for. It is important to remind our residents, and I want to do this always, that any person who is charged with a crime in Prince George's is entitled to due process through our judicial system, and it's my job as the state's attorney to ensure that the justice occurs, but that the
Right, because they have probable cause to arrest him. I don't know if they released the probable cause or not yet. I should probably check to see why they're holding him. But if a judge feels like they don't have enough, to keep him behind bars, he's as good as gone, and they may not ever get him back here because he's technically here illegally. So I don't know how that works.
processes are transparent and fair and in full accordance with the law. And finally, I just want to add that my office remains steadfast in working with our partners daily to make sure that our community is safe. Thank you.
So the deepest gratitude for the men and women of the Prince George's County Police Department that worked this case literally around the clock since she was reported missing. I deeply appreciate their efforts, and I appreciate the journalism that has covered this case to this point. Now we'll open it up for a few questions. Yeah.
Chief, I would ask you your thoughts on what you think happened here with these two coming together, and then separately, is there any indication that she was moving around home, or that this was a murder that happened?
We don't believe she was moving around the home. We believe everything transpired in the bedroom. So what is surrounding the two coming together, that's what we're still investigating.
Does the suspect have any other violent crimes in his past?
Nothing, not that we're aware of, but we are aware of one prior arrest that occurred with United States Park Police in April.
If it wasn't for that disabled car, would that area have been searched? Was that on your radar?
That area is probably about 7 miles away from the murder location, but a good distance away from where she went missing. So we are thankful that the Maryland State Police had.
So that's interesting. They got a call on that car for a disabled car, and that's where they found that. That's interesting.
The ability to locate that body based on that call for service.
Chief, was this suspect subject to an ICE detainer from that spring arrest?
He was not at that. He was not subject to an ICE detainer based on that spring arrest.
Not any other new affair?
We believe that one was issued yesterday.
County executive or whoever wants to handle this, that's going to be an aspect in this case, given our time today and age.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about that?
So as was indicated, he was arrested by U.S. Park Police, which falls under the auspices of the federal government. So the federal government arrested him in April of this year on a DUI charge. He was then released pending his trial. I don't believe his trial date has come up yet. So what we know is that he did not, according
they just let him go. It's so fucking funny. It's sad, but it's kind of funny. They just fucking let him go. I gotta find those records. So he was technically arrested in April for a DUI charge, and he was just released to await trial. Unbelievable.
to our records, have any contact at the state level, but he was arrested by federal authorities in April.
I imagine that there's going to be some reaction to this man's arrest now in the news nationally. What are your thoughts about that? Is his status relevant at all in this case? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that the U.S. Government has made status of individuals relevant. This was someone who was in their custody, and they made the decision to release him. So I think the questions should be asked of the Justice Department. Thank you.
You now have to face his charges here, though, correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. So when the car was reported missing, I know that I talked to Brian about this. There wasn't like a flyer or anything put out on social media to get her face out, right? Can you talk just about?
It is. I mean, it is kind of weird that they arrested him in April for a DUI, right? I guess there's no reason to hold somebody for a DUI, if you got a trial date. But all I'm saying is this case here could have been very well much avoided. So you can't make this stuff up, man.
Like the fact that wasn't put out right away and the case ended this way, like what was done in the first few hours or days of the investigation?
So the facts as we have it is she was in that vehicle before she was ever reported missing. So we did canvass the area. We searched, we questioned people in the area. We looked for video. We did all of these things as a practice. Critical missings get distributed. But the family did a lot of hard work, and
Does Maryland have a My Case thing? I got to look into this. I got to pull this. This doesn't make sense here.
they distributed information, and you all covered that. So the information was out, and the community had it, and the community.
Right. I mean, it's kind of, armchair quarterback type thing, Monday morning quarterback, whatever you want to call it. But it's a shame. It's a shame when any of this happens, right? Like, unalivings or unalivings, it's sucky no matter what. But when you have a guy that's not supposed to be here legally in the first place, this kind of reminds me of the whole what was that case a while back? Was it in Maryland? Was that Maryland? Where what's her face was unalived, and the guy was wanted for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months, and he had been involved in another kind of crime in California. What the hell now? I can't remember her name. And then they finally caught him. He was just actually tried a few months ago and found guilty, but he was also here illegally. It just sucks.
He was sending in tips as well. Sorry.
The body was first discovered. You were quick to say this.
What the hell was her name? Nicole. Was it Nicole too? I think that was Maryland. It was I forget now. I have to what the hell was her name? Her parents, she's technically from here. She's technically from Dover, New Hampshire, but she was living in Maryland, and she went to take a walk on that trail. Was that Buenos Vista or something like that? But he was out in California and essayed some teenager in California, and then came over here and unalived her. I forget the name, but that's what this reminds me of. Rachel Moore, that's
correct.
Thank you again, Tracy. That would have taken me forever. I wasn't even right with the first name. Thank you, Tracy. That's too funny. I can't. I'm too old to remember shit, man. It's.
So we met with the family, and through that meeting, we were able to identify the body.
We'll take one more question.
We'll do two.
I was going to ask you, are any investigators talking with the suspect as he is cooperating?
We did interview the suspect, and we got limited cooperation.
Can I just ask, I'll ask this respectfully, any trauma to
We're not going to discuss the manner of death at this time, but thank you for your question, and thank you all. We really appreciate you coming up.
All right, I'll keep an eye on this, but this is just, like I said, unalivings are terrible to begin with, but whenever you have an added layer like this here, where, it's just, I'm trying not to be any way political or whatever, but this shouldn't have happened, period. It should never happen in any case, whether they're here or not. But this is cray. All right, so since we're here, I do want to go over a little of this here. Remember this case here? The OnlyFans.
How did we get here?
Is Mino Dino still here? Yeah, they found him in Oklahoma. He was in a bar. Yeah, what a dummy. I'm glad he was in a bar though. That's good news. That's where they arrested him. That's right. Yep. All right, so we're going to get into this. I was going to go over something else really quick, but I wanted to do this last week, but I didn't have time. This is the OnlyFans model member. She unalived her boyfriend, and now she's going to be going to trial. So Courtney Cleany is set to stand trial in December for the 2022 unaliving of her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli. I think that's right. She insists was in self-defense, but prosecutors argue stemmed from a toxic, violent relationship. She was an OnlyFans model. That's what's making this one hit the news so much. So here's this here from Law and Crime. Remember this case
where the victim paid?
We covered this a few times over the past year or so.
The ultimate price.
We have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could.
Christian is dead. That's the question a Florida jury will have to answer when this OnlyFans model goes on trial years after her arrest. Thanks for joining us on Law and Crime. I'm Elizabeth Milner. Does the name Courtney Clinny?
Yeah, that was a famous video where he was leaving in the Rachel Morin case. He was leaving that apartment in California, and everybody was trying to figure out whether or not he had a phone on him or what he looked like. Yeah, that was the Rachel Morin case. Is Dino here or no? Dino's awesome. I don't know. All right, so here we go.
Sound familiar? She's the OnlyFans model accused of brutal.
Since Dino is an OnlyFans guy, I wanted to know if he knew her. Just kidding.
Stabbing her boyfriend Christian to death in 2022. Since her arrest, the case has had so many twists, including the arrest of her own parents. Now, while her parents' charges were dropped, it wasn't the same for Courtney, who will now be heading to trial in just about.
If it wasn't for Heather and Dino and a couple others like Karen Lee, I forget who else. Charlotte, I probably wouldn't be here. They were my first subscribers, the first people that showed up. I know there was another couple of people too, but those are pretty much it. But you guys are, he probably knows her. Yeah. So it's their fault. I'm just kidding.
10 weeks.
What's his name? Daddy will be back. What is his name? What is his name? Christian Obumseli.
Did you guys see the interrogation of her? If you guys want to watch something really funny, it's the interrogation of her. She has clueless at this point.
What's his name? Christian Obumseli. Christian Obumseli. Please. Sit down.
Courtney.
We care about you 100%, Heather. You're just Victor Martinez Hernandez is that POS named that. Yeah. Thank you, Mustang.
Courtney Clinny was hysterical when officers responded to her upscale condo in Miami.
She's their girlfriend. Yeah, she's in handcuffs right now. You're the girlfriend? That's me. I'm covered, and I was holding him the whole time. He was like, but. So who did it?
Well, we know who reportedly did it, but how did we get here? Let's go back to 2020, a year the world changed, but also the year Christian Obumseli and Courtney Clinny began dating in Austin, Texas.
Everybody here is awesome. I really appreciate everybody that comes in here because I know that it's late. You know, I usually have my lives really late on Saturday night, early Sunday morning. So I'm pretty sure you guys could be doing much better things with your time, but I really do appreciate everybody that comes in here for sure. You guys are all amazing.
Texas. According to a 2022 report by Rolling Stone, there are sources who spent time with the couple said early into the relationship, it was already a tumultuous one. Some of the impacts were from Courtney's alleged struggles with substance abuse, but also that Courtney was the aggressive partner in their relationship. It's been reported that the model would even joke with friends that she was the toxic girlfriend. Some of their fights were even recorded, like this one.
When it gets 5 a.m.
We love Barbara too. Barbara's an amazing human being. Literally, it's always good to have Barbara here for sure. And thank God for Southern Gal. If it wasn't for Southern Gal and Mr. Steve, I probably wouldn't know half of you guys. So again, it's their fault.
Decide whether or not you're done gaslighting me. Decide whether or
These are two people. This is just my opinion on this whole case here. These are two people that have probably never should have been together. It's just from the very beginning, it was probably a very toxic relationship, and it should have never probably happened.
or not you're done gaslighting.
I am mad that you told me to come.
Decide right now.
Courtney, that's a threat. I asked you so many
Yep,
times that I
yep.
don't know, and I apologize.
You
But
do.
you hit me.
Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate all of you guys here for sure.
Or this one.
I need to leave my phone. I need to go home. I need to talk to them. I need my phone.
Cece,
Don't touch me!
What is going on? Like, what are you gonna get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you?
No, Christian.
Like, you're thinking I'm doing it on
Drop your high pitch.
Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose.
You so sorry. You know damn well the right thing to do is to tell me.
Yes, and I am so sorry.
So shut up and let me fucking slap you, dumb.
Oh, you're not gonna slap me.
Give me my phone.
You have your phone.
I don't have it anymore. Find it and fucking charge it.
I mean, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but it's possible that this girl here might have been borderline bipolar, maybe, or definitely high stress. I don't know. I don't think he helped either. I'm not going to blame it all on her, but just a very toxic relationship that probably should have ended. You can't tell people anything, anyways. So, anyways.
And maybe the two thought there were brighter days ahead as they packed up and moved.
Peggy O's here. Good to see Peggy O. I really appreciated your live the other night. I was able to catch some of it. Sometimes now when I'm driving around, I get service and then I don't get any service. So I caught some of it, but when I get up into the hills over there, it's spotty service. But Peggy O's awesome. She's got a great channel. Always good to catch alive. And feel free to throw your chat in here if you want, Peggy. Peggy O. Awesome creator. We got such great creators here in this chat. We got Peggy O. We got Southern Gals in here somewhere. We got Barbara Hall's in here. All of them. Stacey Ann too.
From the Lone Star State to the Sunshine State together. Then on a Saturday in April, a front desk attendant called the police. The attendant told police that.
So I don't know if you guys have heard about this case, but this is the we've covered this numerous times here, but they're back in the news because her trial's coming up soon. This is the OnlyFans model here that's accused of unaliving her boyfriend. She's saying it was self-defense, but
Courtney and Christian, who had been living in the condo for about 4 months, were causing another disturbance. Courtney claimed that she was breaking up with Christian and he was refusing to leave. The following day, police returned to the same luxury building, only to find a bloody crime scene.
Ladies. She had like 1 billion followers. She was pretty wealthy.
Well, these people are in these people are in the elevator. They need to open. They need to open. They open on the other side, bro.
Oh my God.
Stay down, man.
Jimmy, I need you.
Wait, open. Keep this open. See if I can get these people.
They won't tell me.
Ranger.
Guys, please tell me what's going on.
Ranger.
Come on, like
I want that to you.
Please.
Everyone in unit that's with the victim have been advised. The unit that's with the victim?
I'm covering his butt because I'm trying to save him.
I understand that.
And if I don't yell, then what will I do with my life?
No, these people are stuck in
Welcome back, Amy.
the elevator. You open the other side. Sit down, sit down, relax, okay?
Boys, come here. Boys, Jesse, come here. Just baby, sit down. He won't tell me if he's okay.
Listen, we don't know. We need rescues right here. We're trying to get them.
No. Jesse, come here, baby. Jesse, come here. Jesse, come on, baby. Come back. Come here, baby. Jesse, come here. Hey, baby, it's gonna be okay. Hey, come back. I might have to go to for a couple of days, but I'll be back home, okay? It'll be okay, baby. I promise I'll be. It'll be okay, baby.
What's his name?
Daddy will be back.
What's his name?
What is his name? Christian Obumseli.
What's his name?
Christian Obumseli. Obumseli, please.
Listen, sit down. Do me a favor, sit down. Do not
Why are
move.
you yelling at me?
Do not move.
Why are you yelling at me?
Do not move. Sit down.
Okay,
We don't know what's going on. We don't know what happened.
I'm terrified
So
for him.
right now, yeah, don't worry. They're helping him. So just sit down. Don't move. Okay?
Oh my God.
Oh, he's right there. Just
Jesse,
sit
come
down.
here, baby.
Sit
Jesse,
down.
come here.
Relax.
Jesse, come here. I'm just trying to get my dog. My dog, can you just bring my dog to me? Hey, baby.
Yeah, leave it. Take the medical box.
I need you to get out of the way.
Okay, let's move more. Sit down.
All I can say is there's a ton of freaking people here in this apartment. There's like a ton of people.
Sit down.
Well, where do I go? Where can I go inside?
Sit down.
Hey, just no. They won't bite. Just bring him out here. Okay, I'm asking you as a person. Can you please bring my other dog out to me?
Your dog is right there. Forget about the dog now. Don't worry. Forget about the dog.
But I'm covered in blood. It makes me look really
Okay.
bad. I was holding him the whole time.
I
He was, like,
know.
squirting
We're
blood.
trying to see what's going on. Calm down. Okay? Calm down.
I want him to be okay, please.
Okay,
Let
calm
me
down.
know he's
Calm down.
Okay, it's okay. Hey, baby, come on. It's all good.
She's their girlfriend. Yeah. She's in handcuffs right now.
You're the girlfriend?
That's me. I'm covered in it. I was holding him the whole time. He was like squirting blood.
So who did it? Can you give us any information?
Absolutely, I can.
I'll get this right there. You know who it was?
I need these dogs out here.
Come on. Come on.
Who it was? It was the only us in our apartment.
Okay, let's get it outside so we can get there. Okay, let's move over here so we have more space, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, let's just sit down, relax.
Okay,
They're gonna take care of him. Your dog is right here.
Okay. Hey, boys, just sit down.
So what happened?
I don't even. I'm like from head to toe. I love him like more than like.
Okay. So what happened today that we're here?
So I had broken up with him about a week ago, and then today again, like we just weren't getting along, kind of. But like I said, we're breaking up again.
So you guys trying to get back together?
Yes, absolutely. Because I want to marry him. I love him. I think that he could change.
Why do people talk? That's what I don't understand. Just don't say anything. Just shut up. You know, if they ask you questions, just don't say anything. You know, the more you say, the more they're going to use against you. I mean, this one here is pretty obvious, pretty much to investigators probably, but I mean, she just keeps talking and talking and talking. She keeps getting herself into trouble. That's all.
Change whatever, and he just, I said, he started doing some. He said he wouldn't do it to me, and I said, you know what, we're over, and I walked away, and he pinned me to the wall.
He pinned you against the wall.
He pinned me to the wall and then pinned me to the ground. It was choking me, and so I got up and I called my mom, and I was talking to her, and then he started charging at me.
You never tell them that stuff, ever, because they will take that. They will take what you said and completely twist it to, you know. You can't tell people anything. Just don't say anything until you see a lawyer. Just say, I'm not talking to anybody until I see a lawyer.
And I just had it in my hand because I was like trying to threaten, like, don't come
What
here.
do you have in your knife?
Because he was.
What do you have in your hand? A knife?
Because I was scared.
I'm asking you, what do you have in your hand? A knife? Okay.
And I called my mom. She was on the phone. She can say like what it was. I was scared, and there was just, and he started charging and he started just throwing. I just threw it to him. I was
This dog is just wandering around here. That's just so weird.
scared of him, but I just threw it to scare him, and it just hit me, and I just like, I don't know. I feel like it's. I was.
So you said he was choking you and then?
Choking me, got up. I called my mom because I was scared about that. And then we started fighting again.
How can you call your mom if you're being choked? Just-
And he came at me, and I just like.
Where was the knife?
You're in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. So you
But
went to the
I
kitchen.
just, I don't care what happened. Just please tell me he's gonna.
Listen, right now they're attending him. So
Okay.
By this point, as you heard from the body cam, Courtney still believed Christian was going to survive his injuries. Courtney claimed that she didn't stab Christian. Instead, she just threw the knife from across the room. But the medical examiner later ruled Christian's death as a homicide because the knife punctured 3 inches into his shoulder in a downward direction. And it seems it's kind of hard to get those injuries if a knife was thrown at you, like Courtney claimed she did. It was only when Courtney was officially interrogated did she learn her boyfriend.
It continues here because the interrogation, she just, the first thing you say is, I want a lawyer. That's the first thing you say, whether you're guilty or innocent. I want a lawyer. And stuff like this doesn't happen, right? You get 3 against 1 here. It's, I want a lawyer, or just say lawyer. Anything in the reference of lawyer will do.
Friend was dead.
So we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could.
Christian is dead. Oh my.
So even the acting is bad in this. It's just
God.
like, if I hate to keep stopping this, but this is really bad, right? If you're gonna pretend to cry, okay, you better be really good at it. You better be like the best actor or actress in the world. Like, just make yourself cry. That's because you got to have tears. They're not going to believe you if you fake crying with no tears. They actually give it's strange. Sometimes they give like tissues here for the crying, and they put them in this little basket here that's probably empty. So any of the tissues that go in here, they will actually look at to see if there's any wetness to them. Like, you got to be really good actor for this stuff.
This is not real, right? Okay. There's a
Here, she just says before she starts talking, I want a lawyer. You see 1, 2, 3 people get up and leave, and then nothing is said after that. She probably gets put, they probably have enough to, jail her at this point, but it's better not to say anything. Just that's the way it is.
Christian died. Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Yeah.
No.
Calm down. Take deep breaths. Just take deep breaths. You're gonna be okay.
I need to hug my mom.
I'll talk to your parents and get them over here.
I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself
You won't be.
after this. No, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes.
They're not gonna lie.
I know, I just can't believe it.
I'll talk to your parents. I'll get them, I'm gonna get your parents here ASAP.
We spoke to your parents and they're trying to do everything possible to get here as soon as possible as well.
To what?
To get your parents for them to come over here. So they're doing everything possible right now to find a way to get down here.
Just doing it. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing. This is just, I just think she's, I mean, now I don't know what's going through her head. I'm not in her head, but she just seems to be completely acting here. This is, I don't think this is real.
Deep breaths. Just take deep breaths.
I've been crying so much.
Don't.
And I just can't even cry right now.
They can see that. You know, they know you're not crying. Okay.
Take deep breaths. It's a shock. Just relax. Try to relax. And
I mean, you just can't make yourself cry. Whether you did it or not, you can't make yourself cry. I mean, you're in a room with interrogators here. You just can't make yourself, you're probably stressed out to the max. You can't, you know, it's not a normal situation anyways, period. So, I mean, it's possible it was self-defense. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying don't say anything at all. Let the lawyers take care of this shit.
Okay.
we're gonna get you somebody. Okay.
These guys are here. These two guys are here, not fooled. They've seen this before.
So that was April of 2022. Courtney wouldn't be arrested until 4 months later in August of that same year. She was arrested in Hawaii, of all places, at a rehab facility, and she was extradited back to Florida. According to her arrest warrant, officers cited years of text messages and those video recordings by Christian that allegedly show Courtney was the aggressor, and she was charged with second-degree murder. Now, during a November 2022 hearing, the lead detective testified that Christian at one point thought Love was going to kill him.
All right, sir. What was discussed in the February 27th and 28th text message?
So during that time, the victim, he wrote a very large message to the defendant. He pretty much started explaining, is Love gonna kill him? Through that message, he explained how the defendant has stabbed him several times, hit him with a phone, with other items, calls him the N-word on several occasions. And in regards to hurt him, he says that he has tried his best to work through it, and that after he goes through, after he starts his seeing a counselor, a psychiatrist, that he's gonna leave her. But then he also went into explaining that if she was still willing to work through it, that he would still want to work.
He didn't leave her because she was the meal ticket. I mean, it's obvious. You know, like, why leave a good thing, you know, through it?
Around that time, Christian sent those text messages. This surveillance video was taken from the elevator in their condo. It shows Courtney smashing a screen in the elevator. Christian walks into the elevator and she begins.
I can't laugh at this. This is technically domestic abuse, right? But no, I gotta replay this. I can't laugh. I can't do it.
Around that time, Christian sent those text messages. This surveillance video was taken from the elevator in their
Like, if she's already smashing the elevator thing, I wouldn't have gotten into this elevator with her. This is my opinion. Like, I'll take the stairs, man.
condo. It shows Courtney smashing a screen in the elevator. Christian walks into the elevator and she begins pushing, allegedly slapping and grabbing his hair. Then she punches him and he tries to put his hands out so she'll stop. That's just some of the evidence that prosecutors say they have against the OnlyFans model. Meanwhile, the defense, as they were fighting to have her released on bond, was hoping a pig could help the OnlyFans model. The defense hired an expert knife thrower who launched knives at a pig carcass to show that Courtney did act in self-defense. But prosecutors argue Courtney threw the knife from about 10 feet away, which was further than the knife demonstration at only 6 feet. The push to get Courtney out on bond failed, and she's been behind bars since her arrest. If the pig demonstration wasn't shocking enough, there were more twists in this case. In January of 2024, Courtney's parents were arrested, accused of knowingly accessing unauthorized evidence, that evidence being Christian's computer. Courtney's mom, Deborah, and her dad, Kim Clenny, were each charged with one count of unauthorized access of a computer system, or electronic device. But it just,
like I said, I just think that somebody had to die, right? But this was a toxic relationship, man. Somebody needed to walk away from this. That's just my opinion.
the judge later dropped those charges a few months later after ruling that prosecutors violated attorney-client privilege. Then there were other twists, like the defense pushing to have the entire Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office removed from her trial. Now, while the lead prosecutor stepped down, as of right now, that's the only switch up on the prosecution side. And finally, after years of the case making its way through the court system, a trial date is officially on the calendar for December 1st of this year. I'm joined now by criminal defense attorney Kesia Early.
Okay, so that'll be going on the first of the year. So we'll see if that gets pushed up a little bit. Whoops. I think they're technically, I don't know. I think they're overcharging her in my opinion, but what are you going to do? Just she's a domestic abuser. Absolutely. She's a domestic abuser, but I think he wasn't helping the situation. That's just my opinion. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the trial. All right. So I do want to get into this case here really quick because I've been here almost 2.5 hours here and I haven't done anything yet. All right. So I want to do this case. I posted this on my community post. I was really following this case early in the week, and it's just sad. This is just... these are the cases right here that just get me really angry in this business here, true crime. So this is out of basically somewhere around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The biological mother of missing Pennsylvania girl found unalive said she was thrown away like garbage. So this is the case of biological mother of 9-year-old. Actually, let's go back. Hold on a second. Yeah, we'll play this one first. So this is the biological mom. This is the biological mom for the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. So here we go.
On the shore, just thrown away like she didn't mean anything.
After an hours-long search in Fayette County, a 9-year-old child who had been reported missing was found dead, and tonight her foster mother is accused. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ken Rice. The girl was found along the shore of the Yaak River this morning. Erica Stanish is in Fayette County with more on the case and what police say that caretaker told them.
Renesmee was reported missing by her caretaker nearly 11 hours after she was last seen in her bedroom. Now the woman in charge of her care and well-being is being charged in her death. That woman, Courtney Yotze, is behind bars where she was denied bail.
We had search and rescue teams out. We had Game Commission, number of other volunteers.
We searched for over 13 hours yesterday.
It was a massive search that began at this home in Dunbar, Fayette County for 9-year-old Renesmee Yotze that ended tragically.
My baby didn't deserve that. She was innocent. She still had her whole life ahead of her.
Renesmee's biological mother tells KDKA Courtney Yotzi, a blood relative, was caring for her and her 3 other children while she was getting her life back on track.
Well, I got my life situated. I wasn't the best mother, but I was still there.
After finding Renesmee's body on the shore of the Yonk River, 20 miles from Yotzi's home in Dunbar, Yotzi apparently confessed to police to putting her body in a tote before driving her and dumping her body.
This isn't fair. I shouldn't be planning to bury my daughter. Not at 9. Not ever. This isn't a pain I would wish on anybody.
According to police, Yotzi said Renesmee had burned herself on her back about a week ago and it may have become infected, but she refused to take her for treatment. Then claimed the child was sick on Tuesday night and was allegedly choking on her own vomit before she died.
She told the investigators that she was afraid to call 911, that she tried to remove vomit from Renesmee's mouth, that it was from an infection from a burn on her back, that she didn't take her to get checked, that she was afraid to tell them or call 911 because of how skinny she was.
Fayette County District Attorney Mike Abel said,
Dirty Diana fell asleep. Are you okay, Heather? Your eyes are getting blurry? Is that okay? Sorry if I woke you up. This case here is just so sad. I feel so bad for the mother. This is just awful. Let me shut this off here.
says Renesmee showed signs of abuse with what appeared to be cigarette burns on her
Oh my God, this is going to be disturbing.
body and weighing just 45 pounds.
It was intentional.
45 pounds. 45 pounds.
Meanwhile, during hours-long search efforts to bring her home safely, Yotzi posting this on Facebook, asking for help to find the little girl with hopes to bring her home.
This little girl was likely killed long before a report was made to the police.
Yotzi is now facing charges including criminal homicide, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. The district attorney says more charges are expected. Now, in the meantime, the cause of death for
This is just awful. Hold on a second. I want to, so this is the case of, I don't even want to try to pronounce the name. Hold on a second. Let me stop sharing that there. This kind of flew under the radar this week in the news and in the headlines. But I posted this on, my community page because they had found her and they charged the foster mom. But this is Yuste. No, it's hold on. Renesmee Yotzi, 9-year-old girl who went reported missing from Fayetteville County, not Fayetteville, Fayette County, Pennsylvania, early Wednesday morning. This was done 2 days ago. And she was found unalived, and the foster mother is facing homicide charges. So this is, am I sharing this? Yeah, okay. Sorry.
This little girl was likely killed long before a report was made to the police.
The body of that little girl, Renesmee Yotzi, found overnight wrapped in a garbage bag, partially submerged in the Youghiogheny River.
Wrapped in a garbage bag. She weighed 45 pounds. She had cigarette burns. Just absolutely horrible. This stuff here, these are the cases that make me angry right here.
And the woman investigators say put her there is now also charged with her murder. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Erica Moke. Police paperwork from Fayette County is now revealing more about how the 9-year-old lived and how she allegedly died at the hands of someone who acted as her mom. KDK's Chillicothe Adele has those details new at noon.
This was not the result the search crews, the first responders, had hoped for.
It's a
How do you do this? I mean, how do you do this to a child? Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand what's wrong with people. I don't. It just doesn't make any sense.
painful thing for everybody involved.
State police say they found Renesmee Yahtzee.
Look at this kid. It's just, oh my God, this is just awful.
Dead. Her body was partially submerged in the Yaak near Smithton.
We had search and rescue teams out. We had game commission, number of other volunteers looking.
She was just 9.
I can't wrap my head around how somebody would do something.
45 pounds. Hold on a second. 9-year-old girl weight. So I just quickly Google searched. A typical 9-year-old girl weighs on average about 63 pounds, with a healthy range for this age being approximately 45 pounds to 81 pounds. So, I mean, I don't know. That sounds kind of thin to me, man. But it's a spectrum, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. To me, that sounds a little bit like
something like this to a child.
Fayette County DA Mike Auble says Courtney Yahtzee Renesmee.
No, this is her. This is the person that did this, supposedly. I mean,
his caretaker, her foster mom, is facing numerous charges, including criminal homicide, concealing the death of a child, even abuse of corpse.
We started conducting interviews, and we were led to the body.
And the DA says inconsistencies in those.
This reminds me of the Emmanuel Harrow case, right? Like that just went on in California. This is, well, how can this happen?
Interviews gave investigators some pause.
The timeline was completely off. There were just statements that were conflicting with other information that we had.
According to the criminal complaint, Courtney Yahtzee eventually told officers Renesmee vomited and began to choke. Yahtzee claimed she tried to clear the girl's mouth, but the victim died. So she put Renesmee's body in a black bag.
It was intentional.
Renesmee was just 45 pounds.
Just personally viewing her body yesterday, she appears to be underweight. She showed signs of abuse, neglect, what appeared to be cigarette burns.
It corresponds with some of the other stories.
The information that we received from one of the other children in the home confirmed that there was abuse going on in the house.
Auble calls this whole ordeal emotional.
And just for her.
Here's the deal. There were reports of abuse in the house, right? Like, why didn't anybody do anything, right? The reports obviously went on deaf ears. I mean, this stuff doesn't just happen one day. This is a cycle of things that happen over time, right? It's just, it's crazy.
Sweet, beautiful little girl. Just had to have lived in horror.
Between what he calls false hope and wasted resources trying to find Renesmee.
Robbed of her life. I don't know how else to put it.
This result, it's a pill that's really tough to swallow. The district attorney also says the other 3 children that were in that house were removed. He anticipates future charges will be filed as well. From Uniontown, Fayette County, I'm Chilla.
Failed.
System failed her.
Everybody failed that girl.
Anger is building in Dunbar as the community is still mourning the loss of a 9-year-old girl who police say was killed by her foster mother. Good evening and thank you for joining us at 11. I'm Josh Taylor, in tonight for Erica Stanish. KDKA's Ricky Say.
Have a good night, Nicole. It's always good to see you here. What's the matter with your back? It's good to see Charles back. Good to see Dirty Diana back. I got a few more things to go over, then we'll get out of here too. But this case here is just
Air reports tonight from Dunbar as those who cared about the little girl remember her and hope something like this never happens again.
For a second time in 2
They need to take the entirety of DCYF, people who are supposed to be, and I say this every time something like this happens, it just needs to be completely revamped and revisited because it doesn't work. It's not working.
2 days, the Dunbar community came together to share the grief and anger they feel following the death of Renesmee Utsi. It is a community that is struggling to come to terms with this loss. Bubbles are usually a plaything, but Saturday night, they took on a different...
Oh, this is so cute. It's sad, though. This is so...
different meaning.
A little girl who loved the colors pink and purple, but also loved unicorns, mermaids, and baby dolls.
Renesmee Utsi loved it all.
I first met Renesmee at my store over here. I can tell you that she absolutely loves strawberry ice cream and an ice cream cone.
The Bubbles, organizers say, show the presence of that little girl who could no longer blow her own on this earth.
Renesmee mattered. Her life mattered. Every one of her 9 years.
So it's Renesmee Utsi.
Mattered.
Hundreds came to the park, lighting candles, joined in prayer.
Let's all bow our heads.
This candle symbolizes more than a flame.
The organizers say it symbolizes her spirit, their love, and shared resolve to push back against the darkness.
Now it's time to get angry.
That anger, clearly present.
You don't want this to be your child, or your niece, or your nephew.
Justice for Renesmee.
Yeah.
Say her name.
Yeah.
No child should have to suffer that.
Organizers shared the need for stronger laws and for their community to say something when they see something.
We must fight for the voiceless. Resume's light was stolen, but her memory will not fade.
Hope that this will be the last time they ever need to gather like this.
And may her light forever shine in our hearts.
The DA thanked the community for their patience as it's taken them a few days to make the arrests that they have to in this case. He also said that it is a long process to get justice. Reporting in Dunbar, Fayette County, Ricky Sayer, KDK TV News.
These are the cases here that really, they just bother me. These are the cases here that, all right, so I'll keep following that. Having a child should require an application, absolutely, or just some sort of brains, right? Like that would be. All right, hold on a second. I do want to go over a couple more things here. Let's see if I can go to something really quick here while I find what I'm looking for. We'll do this one here. Hold on one second here. Yeah, we'll do this one. Hold on, let me share this screen. Let's get out of that. Okay, so when a close friend stopped by Jennifer Daisy's Iowa home, they stumbled upon a horrifying scene. Jennifer was found unalived in her bedroom with devastating injuries. Her beloved dog was also unalived inside the house. So we'll play this one here, and then I'll find what I was looking for earlier. So here's this.
Iowa, January 2024. The police department in Dubuque received this chilling 911 call.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
I don't know. I'm on Avoca Street. I need someone right now.
You think your best friend is dead?
A 46-year-old woman, Jennifer Daisy, had been found dead in her bedroom. Her friend, Christy, had walked through the whole house looking for her, calling her name, concerned that something had happened to Jennifer, not because she thought she was in danger of a crime, but because she wasn't a well woman. Jennifer had a brain tumor and had been undergoing treatment, including surgery. When Christy found that her friend's bedroom door was still shut, she feared the worst. And the worst was true. Jennifer was dead. But she hadn't died of her brain tumor. No, instead her body was covered in blood. She had been murdered. Who had killed this ordinary, ill woman? What did it have to do with her son, who was found standing naked in the other room? And how did his sister figure into all this?
He said, she's a witch. You know what witches are.
Competency hearings, a twisted family dynamic, and a dog. This is the tragic story of Jennifer Daisy. This case takes us to the frigid morning of January.
Look at that. Did you see that? That was snow. S-N-O-W right there.
Daisy. This case takes us to the frigid.
Yikes. That's snow right there, man.
Frigid morning of January 18th, 2024 in Dubuque, Iowa. It was a briskly cold day with temperatures below freezing, and a woman named Christy Fulman drove over to her friend Jennifer Daisy's house.
Has anybody heard about this case? To
meet her for coffee.
Coffee was our thing. Okay. We loved it. There was like our time where no kids were around, no one. It was just me and her, and that was whether it was 2 hours or a whole day. It was just her and me.
They'd arranged this coffee hangout the night before. Christy had recently had a hysterectomy and had only just been cleared to go out again, and she was desperate.
In other news this week, Donald Addison, the Donald Addison case, she was found guilty, I believe, on all 3 counts. So she's going to be going to prison for a very, very long time. I wouldn't be surprised if that case gets appealed, though. But for right now, she's going to prison for a while. I was going to do that tonight, too, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows about that. So just wanted to pass that along, too.
Desperate to get out of the house.
That night about, I want to say.
And the funny thing about Donna Adelson is she still believes that she's capable of getting away with this.
Between 5 and 7, the night of January 17th, we set up, I dropped my daughter off at school. After that, I'd head over to her place. We'd have coffee and see where the day would take us.
Little did Christy know that that day, January 18th, would bring them nothing good. That morning, Christy was running late. She dropped her 8-year-old daughter off at school and then headed over to Jennifer's house after picking up a coffee.
This is a crazy, crazy, crazy story here.
She parked in a neighbor's driveway and walked over in the thick snow. In Jennifer's driveway, she saw 2 vehicles, a car and a truck, belonging to Jennifer's sons, Tyler and Nick, respectively. Jennifer's car wasn't there. Christy thought nothing of this and walked right up to Jennifer's house, entering via the front porch. It was as she was opening the interior door to the rest of the house that she saw something shocking.
When I opened the main door to go in, I'd seen right here by the 2 pillars, Tyler standing there, naked.
Jennifer's 28-year-old son, Tyler, was just standing in the middle of the room with no clothes on. Christy, in shock, backed onto the porch and texted Jennifer to come meet her by the front door, embarrassed and not wanting to intrude. Then she heard a door close and assumed it meant that Tyler had gone into his bedroom. She guessed that Jennifer had gone to get her own coffee, which was why her car was gone. So she re-entered the house and went to sit down on the couch to wait.
Did you ever sit?
No, never made it that far.
Why?
As I went to sit down, I looked to my left and I seen what looked like hair, fur, something. So I ended up scooching over towards that and lifting the blanket to find out what was underneath it. And it was Echo.
Christy imagined that maybe Jennifer had gone out to get help for her dog. She decided to check around the house anyway, just in case Jennifer was still there. The unresponsive dog was a worrying sign, and the house appeared empty other than Tyler, whose strange behavior was also a concern. Christy tried calling Jennifer again, but she didn't pick up.
Nothing. The house was so quiet.
She spotted Jennifer's purse in a corner and noticed that the curtains were shut. When Jennifer was up and awake, the curtains were always open.
When I seen her purse, I stopped and questioned myself. She never leaves without her purse. Like, she never goes anywhere
What woman leaves without their purse? Nobody.
without her purse. So that made my gut start turning.
She knocked on Jenny's bedroom door.
I said, Jenny, come on. You never sleep in like this. Let's go. I'm here. Let's start our day. No response. And I'm like,
With still no response, Christy decided enough was enough, and she opened the bedroom door. At first, she couldn't make out that anything was wrong, only seeing Jennifer's shape on the bed. Then she stepped closer and froze.
Why'd you freeze?
the blood and the amount of blood.
Jenny was lying dead in her bed in a pool of her own blood. At first, Christy didn't suspect murder. Jennifer had a history of seizures, and Christy thought that maybe the blood had come from her ears as she had a fit. It was difficult to see what exactly had happened because the lights weren't on in the room and Jennifer had blackout curtains. Christy, in shock and horror, called her boyfriend, Ron.
This case is really bizarre.
And then called 911.
What's going on? You think your best friend is dead? All right, we're gonna get help on the way here.
Does that mean we're not having coffee?
Though Christy initially suspected a seizure or some other medical emergency, she was still scared for her life. She dropped.
Yeah, where is I haven't seen her around in forever. Did you guys know a fit is a seizure? I don't know. I don't even know what a fit is. Where is Jenny 8675309? I haven't seen her in forever. You learned that not too long ago? Heather says,
to the floor and braced the door shut with her feet as she talked on the phone until someone finally arrived to help her. But it was too late for Jennifer. Jennifer had come home at about 10 p.m. the night before, seen here on her motion-activated Ring security camera. So, at some point in the night or early morning, she had been killed by multiple sharp force injuries to the head, the neck, and the left hand. In particular, she had 13 wounds to her head, each caused by the blade of a knife or hatchet. Her dog had also been killed by a blow to the head. Jennifer was a kind, friendly woman, the mother of 3, struggling with health issues. What could have provoked an attack of such awful rage? To understand this story, we'll have to dive into who Jennifer Daisy was and her family.
all right, so I'll put that in the comments. I'm going to put this in the comments for people to watch. This is this is strange. Jenny is off the grid. Is she okay? She doesn't have any service. Oh, okay. That sucks. All right, so I do want to go to this. This will be the last one tonight, but I did want to play this here because it's important. Then I'll get out of here, and I'm going to try to post this hand thing in the this hand signal in the comments somewhere or in the description or something, but this is what you got to do, right? So this happened 5 days ago. So Alhambra police said they arrested a man for domestic violence of a woman who used hand signals to call for help. So these are the signals that you got to use if there's any type of domestic abuse going on. And here we go.
Hand signals are being credited for getting a San Gabriel Valley woman the help she needed. KCAL News assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk with the woman's quick thinking. Mike?
Yeah, so Rita, this all happened at a 7-Eleven in Alhambra. Apparently, the woman was being victimized by an alleged domestic violence suspect. Now, while she was at this Alhambra 7-Eleven, she used a hand signal to let people know she needed help.
And people that called are actually outside. Are you okay? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah. You mind if I talk to you real quick?
Me?
Yeah. Over here? Is that okay? Yeah. All right. You guys want to step outside real quick, and then I'll let you get back to your Pepsi?
So officers say once they got the couple outside, they were able to speak with the woman. They determined that a domestic violence incident had actually occurred and that the woman was that victim in this case. Now, when they tried to question the man, they began talking to him. You see him standing right outside the 7-Eleven there. Ultimately, as their conversation continues with the man, they ask him to stand up. And when he does stand up, he takes off. Now, you'll see officers here in a second begin chasing the man down the street. He is ultimately arrested and taken into custody for this alleged domestic violence incident that apparently happened. Now, we want to show you the hand signal that the woman used in this case and in this situation. This is
okay. So palm to camera and tuck thumb. Okay, so like that, and then trapped thumb like that. So these are the hand signals to use.
Something that comes from the Women's Funding Network. They say to place your palm up with 4 fingers, your thumb facing in, and then to bring your fingers down, trapping your thumb inside. And apparently, if you point that at somebody or a camera, that is something that hopefully somebody will see that will indicate to them that they need help. It is believed that's what this woman did in this situation, ultimately getting bystanders to call 911 for her. Rudabeh?
Very smart, Mike. Thank you.
All right, so I just wanted to play that because it's important. Signal for safety. There's another one here. We'll play this one.
According to Alhambra police, this all happened here at this 7-Eleven. And what happened next is serving as a reminder of how one small action and recognizing it could save lives.
Body cam video released by Alhambra police shows what they say ended in a woman's rescue. Officers arrived at the 7-Eleven on Fremont and Montezuma Avenues after someone reported suspicious activity. In the video, posted Sunday night, you see a man and a woman standing side by side. Police say the woman had been trying to alert someone about a domestic violence incident using a hand signal behind her back. A Good Samaritan recognized the gesture and called 911.
People do want to help. They reach out about how they can help and support survivors. And the fact that someone...
You are awesome, Shibby. Dirty Diana's awesome. Everybody in this chat is awesome.
Understood what the message was is amazing to me.
Carmen McDonald with the Survivor Justice Center in LA says hand signals in this case.
You should be taught to your kids too, or children.
Highlight the importance of nonverbal communication and keeping an eye on your surroundings.
Fair to say that it can really be a game changer moving forward.
Absolutely. This is something now that, I'm going to talk to my team about and make sure that we integrate it into our safety planning that we do with survivors.
You want to sit down? Yeah, right here, son.
The suspect, identified by police as John Palumbi from Glendora, is later...
I have zero respect for any guy or any abuser, at period. Like, I have, this is, I'll try to put this somewhere in either description or on my post or something like that, but I'm pretty sure you guys know these things.
You're seen outside the store speaking with officers.
Do me a favor. You're not under arrest. Can you stand up for me, please?
When asked to stand up for a pat-down, police say Palumbi took off, trying to run. But within seconds, he was tackled. He was later arrested and booked. Police say he had an active warrant and was carrying a stun gun.
The problem is this guy will get out in probably like 2 or 3 days on personal recognizance and just get more fumed and It's just it's sad after this, but these are the hand signals to use. So
Higher situation, calling back to that initial hand signal that caught someone's attention.
Survivors use a myriad of ways to ask for help when they don't feel comfortable or are not safe to ask for help directly.
Created by the Canadian Women's Foundation in 2020, the Signal for Help provides those experiencing domestic violence a discreet way to communicate when they need help. It involves taking the palm of your hand, tucking your thumb into it, then folding your fingers down to trap the thumb. Christina Cortez with the Downtown Women's Center adds that situations like these can carry more weight, especially with Domestic Violence Awareness Month coming up in October.
I would encourage that folks remember that you do have a role to play when it comes to addressing and intervening and preventing.
yeah, this does happen to guys as well, but the majority of cases it's an overwhelming. I think it's like 98% in one direction.
Domestic violence.
She says domestic violence isn't just an interpersonal dilemma, it's a social and public health issue, and that with more education, more lives can be saved.
It's really cool that somebody took the initiative to be like, okay, something's off here. Let me see if I can help. And I think many of us, if we do that more often, I think we can get closer to hopefully eradicating violence.
As for the suspect, jail records show he was booked into the Alhambra PD jail on August 19th, and he's being held without bail. Reporting from Alhambra, I'm Gio Ignarez, KCAL News.
All right, so that's the end of that. We'll get out of this here, and we'll start preparing to get the hell out of here. There's a whole bunch of cases that I want to go over tonight that I can't because I spent too much time on the other one. I prefer 1987 Mustangs, but 65s is still awesome. How often do women get charged? How often do guys get charged? All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. It's good to see everybody. Thanks, Mustang 1965. Don't forget to subscribe to Mustang if you get a chance. Mustang's awesome. She's got a great channel. Charles, you're awesome. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Tracy, you're amazing. Thank you so much for all your help in the chat tonight. Appreciate that. Rachel Morin, that's right. Shibby, you're awesome. Thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it. I'll probably see you around this week at some point. Yeah, the hand signal is for when you're in public. Heather, you're awesome. I hope you feel better at some point. Let us know what happens this week. I'll see you around anyways, probably in Rick Snae's chat or around somewhere else. I hope you feel better. We love you, Heather. You're amazing. Dirty Diana, thank you so much. I'll try to catch you live tomorrow night or tonight. It's always good to see you, Dirty Diana. It's always good to see you here in the chat. Paula, you're amazing. Thank you so much for all that you do. Paula's an awesome person. I know that Peggy O was in here. Peggy O is amazing too. Peggy O's got a great channel. Let's see who else was in here. I know Grandma Sherry was in here. I know Big Fish was in here. Miss JCN was in here. I'll try to find that, and I'm gonna post that on my post, which you posted in here. The benefit walk. Let's see here. Try to get that. I want to thank everybody on the replay who watched the replay. I know Southern Gal was in here. Southern Gal's amazing. She has arguably the best channel on the internet. She's fantastic. She probably went to sleep. I'm good at putting people to sleep. I know I'm gonna forget some people. I know. Let's see here. Amy G was in here. Amy G's got a great channel. She needs some subscribers, so I'm gonna try to get more subscribers for her. See here. Barbara Hall was in here. Barbara Hall's amazing. We love you, Barbara. We hope you have a good week. I'm gonna try to go over some cases that we've been working on. I'll try to go over Timmy's case soon. I want to go over the the Evansdale case. I had a snippet to play too from the Nicole Watt was in here too. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole's awesome. I hope your back feels better. The John Benet Ramsey case, but I'll try to do that next week. Like I said, I might try to come on and do a 9/11 special on Thursday. But I'll think about that. But I'll post something if I do or not. Maybe we'll have a panel. I don't know. That'll be cool. Let's see who else was in here. I'm probably gonna miss some people because I can't always scroll all the way up back to where we were. So, but for whoever I missed, I'm sorry. All right, so that's it. So I want everybody to have a good week. Whatever you do, don't die. Everybody stay safe. Have a great week, and I'll see most of you guys around somewhere. Yeah, that's a good one too. Been watching One Night Now. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everybody for being here. You guys are amazing. I'll play my outro and we'll get the hell out of here. Oops, I don't want to do that. All right. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I just can't scroll all the way up to the top. All right, so we're out of here. I'll see you guys at some point. Take it easy.